Tonight, we bring you this week's Flight Sim news, PC-12 Ground School Part 2, the Sim update, that 14, that nearly didn't happen, and we preview a brand new F-14. Hello? Hello? It's very echoey in here. I can actually hear it. It's weird, man. Hello and happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week, the midweek shuffle, the hump day. It's time for the news. Hope you're all keeping very well. Happy PC-12 Release Day. It's all kicking off now, lads. Jesus, I'm getting through it. I started removing things from the man cave last night. Mr. Two-Tone made 2 of our Alex cabinet things, and I'm looking at it. It's weird. Gone is most of the stuff on my left-hand side, and I can hear an echo. It's terrifying. Oh, my beautiful wall panels. But we're getting close to it. So, what we have for us tonight? Well, we're going to bring you all the news making the headlines this week for all flight simulation, and we have Captain Gaiman joining us for part 2 of our ground school mini-series as we take a closer look at the Pilatus PC-12. We're going to chat about all the updates that almost didn't happen with Sim Update 14. Some say they're still downloading it. What? Oh, right. And then, friends, a little bit later on, we're going to be previewing a first look at the India Foxed Echo and Heatblur simulations F-14 Tomcat. We have it, and we're allowed to show it off with all the majesty that is. So do be sure to stick around. So how are you keeping? A new simulator update that took friggin' ages, and I've been enjoying the sky colours. I turned them down and then I turned them back on again. Yeah, it looks very nice, do you know? So yeah, it is the eve of getting the hammer out, and tomorrow morning at about 5 o'clock I'm going to get up. Yes, I shall greet the day. Morning! And I'm going to start moving and disconnecting things and the devil knows what. Do you know? I'm looking forward to it. And my plan tomorrow is to empty the room, clean all the walls, paint the walls. I'm going to paint the walls black, and then need to fix my telly to the wall. I need to be careful not to break it. I was chatting to Gibbo the other night, and I was like, you know, imagine if I broke it, I'd have to get a replacement. Got you sorted, Murphy. Check out this link. And the two of us were like, oh, that's really nice. Right? It's a backup. Emergency use only. Right? And then we'll see what the crack is. We'll put it all together. And, do you know, you see this weird mad looking thing above my head, this hype challenge. It runs until Friday, but I imagine this is our last well, no, I will be streaming, I suppose, at some stage, because, well, I have to show you the goings on. But look at that. For us, we're nearly at level 5. That's bananas. So thank you also very much indeed for all your support. And you're only brilliant. Do you know? So for those watching it on YouTube, hello, YouTube. You're looking well. Do you know? It's cold, though. Although in saying that, right, it's been cold in Ireland for the last couple of days. As in, like, freezing, right? The old kerosene tank out the garden now, do you know, had to get refilled. But today, it's positively summertime, 9 degrees. Couldn't get over it. And Captain Gaiman sent me a picture the other day, yesterday or the day before, of his office view location. Some choice words were given because he just happens to be in the Caribbean, and it looked absolutely fantastic. I was going to show him a picture of what I was looking at, stuck in the M7, but sure, listen, we won't worry about that too much. So anyway, how did the sim update go for you? We'll find out. Who's here in the chat? Stand up and be accounted for. We have Toto. Good to see you. Where's me chat gone? It's over here. Toto, welcome in. Shunty McShuntface is in the chat, along with Mr. 90. Hello, my guys. Ozymandias is here, along with Nightsep. Good to see you, fellas. Happy Wednesday. Who else? Super Typhon rambles in, along with Lee Dixon. Then, out of nowhere, but everywhere, the man, myth, and legend himself. It is Jeppison 2001. Good to see you, man. Love your work, Jeppison. Love your work. Now, Devil Dude, good to see you. Notesim, welcome aboard. Viper Strike rumbles in. Good afternoon, Murph and Fireflies. I flew the ATR out of that place to that place while doing that thing. Ah, brilliant. Great to see you, Viper Strike. Nozim has gone off to get some food. It better be nice. Canoe Head is here. He says, today's news, Sim Update 14 is taking a while to download. See you Friday. Yes. It took a while, the devil. Some sound pack, something or other. Right. Anyway, we're here now. Dragon617 in the house. Welcome aboard, man. Good to see you. Now, let me see. Vacuum. Happy Wednesday. Spitfire RAF 100 is here in the chat. Welcome in, my guy. Hope all is well. Robert J56 is in the house. How are you, man? You're looking well. Tarnish Mossman rambles in saying, hump day again. Yeah, baby. Welcome in, dude. Good to see you. Belbro is here. He says, hello, friendages. Rambling in. Ready to take in some newsage. We've kind of created our own kind of a weird language. Do you know, it works out brilliantly. But yes, good to see you. QC Frank is here. Hello, Murph. Remind me never to reinstall the whole sim before an update. 28 hours to download 641 gigs at 32 megabits a second. Right, it was one of those, isn't it, Frank? Nuts. Waylon Chutani is here. Good to see you. Mick Ham, very welcome aboard. The Limbics is watching us over in the land of YouTube. He says, good morning, day, evening, and night, Fireflies. Doing the work lurk, using the guest Wi-Fi to log in and watch the stream. Don't tell anyone. Shh. Sound. We're bulletproof here. You won't hear it. Quick, someone ring him. Black Ice Gabe. We have a Black Ice Gabe here. Good to see you, Gabe. He says, the very happiest of Humpage Day to each and every one of you. It's almost Christmas. Did you see that? Be Jesus. But yes, good to see you, Gabe. Shoot the Bandit is here. Good to see you. SK Sun is watching us over on YouTube. Welcome in, my guy. Gibbo Ireland is in the chat. How are you? Jesus, I can't wait till Friday. Gibbo said, I might pop down to you on Friday, Murph, to give you, a pat on the back when the work is all done. Little does he know. Gibbo, yeah, well, come on in. See these boxes? Well, we need to take them out of those boxes that are flat, build them, and it's a welcoming present. It'll be grand. But yes, Husker 2, it's good to see you. Shuffle Shoes shuffles in. He says, hey, Murph, hope you're winning the Battle of the Man Cave. AJH. Tomorrow, it's all going to start happening, lads. Like, I'm kind of, nervous and excited at the same time. It's a bit like kind of a first date or, a job interview or, getting a curry at the end of a couple of pints. The excitement is brilliant. Oh yes, I'm going to get this and that and stuff. But yes, it's all going terribly well at the moment until suddenly it won't. But it's just fine. It's fine. Anyway, I'm down here somewhere now. Look. Abo92 is here. It's good to see you, man. Wombat49 rambles in. He says, greetings, y'all. Welcome to the Home Shopping Network. May the shopping begin. Wombat, the PC-12 is brilliant and the F-14 a little bit later on. I'm just saying, right? Hide the wallet. Put it in the microwave this time, but don't turn it on. Now, where are we at? Husker 2 says, at the top of tonight's stories, the Microsoft servers are on fire Firefighter crews are working tirelessly to battle the raging inferno. Right? Hemmingbird is here. Welcome in. Never throw false teeth at your windscreen. You might dent your car. Yes. Lads. I almost played the same song twice. That's how good that was, Hemmingbird. Good to see you. You're very welcome. Well, brilliant. Rambog Mord is here. Hope y'all survived update day yesterday. You're very welcome in, Rambog Mord. Good to see you. Prime TMP is here. Good to see you, my dude. Goblin Zeus, good evening. You're very welcome in. Gabe over on YouTube says, hello, children. Hello, Gabe. Miranda is in the house. A few more days and I'm getting Microsoft Flight Simulator. Exciting times, Miranda. It's going to be brilliant. Soaring AJ. AJH, man. Hope all is well. John Drace is here. Evening all. 'Tis the eve of Man Cave refurbishment. It kind of is. It is. Terribly exciting. It's good to see you though, man. Now let me see. The Gialotti is here. Nice beats. Thank you very much. MJM is here. Good to see you. Now we're over here, look. Fornax, welcome aboard. Nice Up says, how many skips did you fill, Murph? I'd fill one good sized skip now, I'd say. And I haven't even taken the stuff out yet. My sitting room is now full of my stuff. My kitchen is kind of half full of me stuff, and this room is still kind of, half full of me stuff. I don't know where it's going to end. But yes, let's see what happens. Fornax, welcome in. Epic Fool, how odd to be here on a Wednesday. Epic Fool, you're usually running around a football field chasing someone at this ungodly hour. But you're very welcome in, man. How are you? Localizers in the house. Excited to see the PC-12 is finally released. It's awesome. It really, really is. Now, just to be aware, right, if you have the PC-12, there's a couple of things that happened in relation to the 750 integration. TDX and or the PMS one. They are working on it. Tirelessly working on it. They're giving it socks here in the corner. So once there's an update, I shall let you know. DeBlaze is here. It's good to see you. Voicey, welcome aboard. You pressed 3 already. Come on yourself. Airborne Rookie is here. Happy Wednesday to you. Devil Fly. He says, good afternoon or evening to all from Southern California. It sounds so lovely and warm out there. Did you see the GTA 6 trailer as well? Jeez, it's all happening. Hello from Tipperary, Mailflower. Ho, ho. What are we trying to say? Ho. So, I was supposed to say, how are you keeping? And it came out as ho. Ho, ho, ho. Anyway, now, I heard a Skoda brought the M7 to a standstill. I assumed it was you. Never let the truth get in the way of a good rumour. Do you know what I mean? The Irish invented the Caribbean, says Gibbo. They did. They absolutely did. The Caribbean, invented in 1177 by Paddy and Mihal. No, it wasn't. Tarmo was here. It's good to see you. Old Veteran 965. Welcome in. He says, grrr, computer issues again, sigh. Ah, Jesus. Happy hump day, Scott. Scott, what is happening with that computer? You need to tell us. I got a need, says Prime TMP. A need for an F-14. That kind of rhymed. It works. But yes, now, who's that now? Jess, I can't even see my screen. Norway Rock. Hello, you're very welcome aboard. Kozaki Flyer is here. Have you sorted out your PC-12 yet? Oh, she's sorted. Paparazzi is here. Howdy, howdy. Ready for the news and hope everyone is updated. Indeed. Some people aren't updated. How long did it take, Gibbo, how long did it take you to update? Was it 20 minutes or something? Words that I can't use, but I will. Do you know, Dougal McTavish is here, the chairman. You're very welcome aboard, Dougal. He says, evening, good peoples. And Murph, of course. All right. Welcome in, Dougal. Scorpio 49 is here with a cup of tea in his left hand and McVitie's hobnob in his right. Welcome in, Scorpio. It's good to see you. Now, hope you have extra elbow patches for the elbow grease you'll be doing, Murph. Listen, Gibbo. Miles ahead of you. I can't wear this. Mrs. Two-Tone actually warned me.
I will beat you.
Jesus. Don't wear nice clothes.
No.
I better wear some clothes. I mean, me dad be here. It'd look a bit weird, wouldn't it? Good morning. Jesus.
You've got to tell them the story why you can't wear good clothes when you paint.
The last time I painted, back in 1977, I wasn't. Well, it was a good while ago. I wasn't even born in 1977, but if it was, the 70s would have been better. The last time I decided to go painting, I wore, was it a black t-shirt and I was painting white, right?
Oh, you wore a fleece that cost
me fleece.
75 quid or 85 quid.
I shagged the fleece.
and painted white walls.
Yeah. And do you know what was even funnier? So there was all bits of white, right? It looked like a painter's radio. But I leaned up against the wall at one stage to admire my work, forgetting that the wall, of course, was wet, destroyed the arm. So I'm barred from like painting with clothes on, at least.
Good clothes.
Huh?
You can wear clothes that I don't like. Your Crocs. No.
I've a lovely gift I got there not so long ago from a good old Buddy Opal, which is designed for painting. It's that red shirt up in the room there, up in the press, you know, it says Liverpool on it.
Who gave you that?
Gibbo.
Wear that, yeah.
No, he'll come down and burst me on Friday. Or he'll arrive in a new one. No, I won't do that. It wouldn't be like
You know what
me.
you can wear? You can wear your Crocs. You can wear your...
Wear me Crocs?
You know that awful shirts that you love, that I hate?
My so-called lumberjack shirt. Oh, wait, the blue one. What's wrong with the blue shirt? That's a lovely... Did I wear that? I wore that at the Dublin meetup last year.
Yeah, get rid of that.
My friends admired. Didn't you admire my lovely blue shirt when we met in Dublin for pints?
So
Beautiful
wear
shirt.
that and make sure you wear the Crocs.
Jesus.
I ain't getting paint out them Crocs.
It's a tough crowd, isn't it? I did to be grand. Moving on swiftly. What's that button do? It's all after getting calm again. Now, I was up here before I wasn't. Eamon 1973 says, tonight is my last day night at work before my Caribbean cruise on holiday before Christmas. I'm not back at work until the 5th of January. Well, Eamon, isn't that absolutely fantastic? Isn't it? Swell. But on a serious note, dude, that's awesome news. Writing up the old shop here. Well done yourself. Brilliant. Now, where are we at? We're over here, look. I'm catching up as slow as you can get. Zybok Doc calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary, Meowflower. How are you? Energizer is here. Is this the last footage of the Murph Cave before it is improved? Yes, it is. It's exciting. It's almost like some sort of celebratory lap or something. Do you know? What do they call it at the end of the race? Not a formation lap. Celebration lap? Celebrate? I don't know what it's called. But that's what it is. Who's knob? Hobnobs. Husker dude. Come on now. 20 minutes from my Microsoft Flight Sim update, says Robert. Robert, you're out of the will. Goblin Zoo said, I did a flight to St. Barth in the new PC-12. All good. Well, my brand new PC-12 took a bath at the end of the runway. That's how you do it. It could be baptized and christening and all. You know what I mean? Lanzarnia is in the house over on YouTube. You're very welcome aboard. Good to see you. Crocs and a Speedo for painting. Yes! That's right! Do you know what I mean? Or a mankini, one or the other. Lee Dixon, good to see you. Muse Fan is here. He says, Jesus. I just loaded the stream and the first thing I hear is Mrs. Two-Tone saying she's going to beef Murphy up. Did I miss something? It's a normal day in the Murphy household. Man Cave Gaming, brilliant. Devil Dude, thank you very much for the gifted one sub. Man Bear Peg, or Man Cave Gaming. Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed for the gifted sub. You're very kind. I'm getting Bordeaux waiting for the tornado. I'm getting Bordeaux waiting on tornado. Very good, Tarnish. That was brilliant. Mrs. Voicey bought me 2 new shorts. I wore it and did some quick DIY around the house. Those are now my expensive painting shorts. Brilliant. Now, we're catching up here. Is that why the 80s were so good? Murphy didn't paint in the 70s. Huh?
These are amazing.
What them?
These are amazing.
I don't want one now. I have one there. No, I don't want one now. No, I don't want one. Stop trying to feed me after 8 square. Oh, look, there's cube thingies. Thanks for. Do you know what they're like? Do you remember the packets of sweets you used to get that were called munchies? And I'd often savage a munchie, right? I'd savage it. I wouldn't eat, like, they came in like a red wrapper and then like a gold inner wrapper. And the idea was if you opened it right, the entire package would open and you kind of pick away at your own choosing. Or if you want, you can load up many of them in your mouth and go,
They're so amazing.
well, I won't eat it now.
Stop talking, just eat it.
No, I can't. I'll be all slobbering over the microphone.
Just eat it.
I'm not
Just
nice.
eat it. Do what you're told.
Why, Mrs. Two-Tone, with these after 8, you're really spoiled. Oh, no, wait, that was Ferrero Rocher. Oh, Jesus.
Creamy.
I'm tasting the minty goodness of the...
chocolate's really creamy. Lovely.
I'm in a hoop now. They won't be able to listen to me. They'll be like, Murph, that's disgusting. We can hear you eating.
Like the cat.
Thank you, Mrs. Two-Tone.
See, I share my sweets. Don't wear good clothes
What do you mean you share your sweets? Who bought them? Right, now, glad we cleared that up. Hang on a second. That's better. AMS, what's it called again? AMSR. Right. Anyway, it's Murphy's feeding. It's fine. I'll burst you for sure. Wear the Munster yoke. Brilliant. Anyway, I made the same mistake twice as Voicey. Brilliant. Okay, so there'll be a naked painting stream tomorrow. Careful, Murph. Don't upset Bob Ross, says Lenny Brooks. It'll be totally fine. Anyway, Mr. Hoppy is in the house. Good to see you, man. OMG, the interaction is priceless, says JPS. No, says JP Signups. The interaction. I have to live here, right? Right? It's okay if you can just walk by and just say hello and then run away. Epic Phil says, Murph's, I thought you said pants. Murph paints walls white while just in a Speedo. Leans against freshly painted wall, getting covered in paint again, and still ends up looking like he has a tan. Brilliant. Anyway, I'm over here, look. Dougal is trying to unsee everything. It's grand. I watch F1 on the regular. It's a cool down lap, Mr. Hoppy. Brilliant. Take photos of before and after. Yeah, I'm doing a few of those. Hey, Cyrus T is here. Hello, Cyrus T. You're very welcome aboard, man. Look now. Godzilla will soon hit Ireland. Tipperary is where here. Could you imagine? She'll be asleep at the time you end. It's grand. Murphy doesn't need a snack. Murphy is a snack. Voicey, you're back in the will. Where's the new IBM quantum computer be going? So my plan is, lads, me two machines are going to be living probably here. And then I was thinking, Jesus, they could get kind of warm. Do you know what I mean? But we'll worry about that after. Alison Johnson, look. She just burst in the door. Tier 3 for 39 months. How bloomin' many montages? You should be able to afford a new kitchen for Mrs. Two-Tone now. God almighty. Alison, thank you very much indeed. Insane support. Absolutely bar-narners. Thank you very, very much indeed, Alison. Great to see you. Did you get the thing installed? I saw the messages. Now, I can hear an echo in my room, lads. It's hilarious. Me hearing me, I mean, it must be bad enough for you to hear me, but for me to hear me? Anyway, that's not important. Pilot Peely rambles in. Good to see you, man. You're very welcome aboard. Good to see you. Greg Orr is here. He says, woot. Man yourself. Yes, I think we've caught up. You just got this bird? It's awesome. Devil Dude says, Ali, it took me 5 minutes last night. Jesus. Short between the headset separator. Finally gave up yesterday. Finished it off after I got up today. I see. Photos by Kev is here. Evening, peoples and Murph. Hello, Kev. How are you? Good to see you. Right, so we're going to start with the news, lads. Right, we're going to start with the news. So I'm going to pause that so there's no noise happening in the background, right? And for some reason, my taskbar gadget isn't working, so I have to do everything manually. So we're going to start off with the news. And a big shout out to Vashko over at msfsaddons.com, providing us with the news. And of course, to Callum and all the lads over at FS Elite. Great bunch of lads. So tonight we start off with, yes, Simworks Studios, the PC-12 has been released for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, we've been checking this thing out for quite some time. We had Captain Gaiman on last week as our introduction started, and he's going to join us now in about 30 odd minutes. And it's now released for all of us to enjoy. And it's released at a very good price of just €24.99. The aircraft is Simworks Studios' most ambitious undertaking yet, and it was developed in collaboration with Pilatus Aircraft and the Fly7 Executive Aviation Company, along with real-world pilots. It's pretty cool. PC-12 is currently only available to PC due to a bug on the Xbox version. However, SWS have said it hopes to resolve this as soon as possible. The add-on can be purchased from the SWS website, and it'll also be made available through Contrail, SimMarket, and then later the AnyBuilds store. Pretty cool. As part of the add-ons development, the SWS team was flown in a PC-12 and then spent a week training in a PC-12 simulator at the Fly7 Training Centre in Switzerland. The team added being able to experience firsthand how the real aircraft handles. We strive to recreate it as closely as Microsoft Flight Sim allows us. The PC-12 features 13 liveries covering executive, cargo and commuter configurations. More than 2,800 sounds have been recorded from the real aircraft and a comprehensive 65-page manual. The cockpit and cabin are recreated in a high level of detail, including functional sun visors and shades, gust locks, arm rests, a stick shaker, and according to the product page, a flushing toilet. Teeny tiny toilet. A range of custom systems are also modelled as part of the add-on, including a custom EFI or EFIS 50, the Thomann DC20 chronometer, custom aileron rudder interconnect system, that'll absolutely throw you for 6, custom yaw damper, stick shaker and pusher, environmental control system, cabin pressure, and usable circuit breakers. SWS notes in the manual the PC12 will continue to receive free updates in the future, and the roadmap including a tablet, and it'll also feature later on as an expansion pack, failure modes and all that sort of jazz, if there is sufficient kind of demand for it. Do you know what I mean? So great work here, and we will be checking this one out now shortly as well. Do you know, it's brilliant. Is the sun shining where you are? I was told to put my opinions where it doesn't. Stroger, it's totally fine. All are welcome here. Hello there. We just got a hello there. UK Pilot, good to see you. Thank you for the follow. So the first images have been shared by iFly's 737 MAX. You might say, who? Well, iFly, these guys release 737s over in the world of P3D, and this rendition of a landing gear shows one here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is interesting, right? UK Pilot says, hello, a strange fella called Dougal sent me here. He said it would fit right in, but not sure why. Dougal, we don't know any. Oh, wait, that Dougal. Oh, yes, yeah. Nod your head and wink. Right. You're very welcome in. It'll be good old crack. Anyway, we're talking about. I shouldn't have eaten the after 8 sweet. I'm in a hoop.
Big 10-4, good buddy.
Something's after happening over here, look. Night Zeb gifted a tier 1 sub to UK Pilot. Look, he's not even in the room 5 minutes. You'll have a pint. Go on, you'll have a pint. I love it. Brilliant. But yes, it's no secret that iFly have been developing their Boeing 737 MAX for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The team confirmed this over a year ago, and since then, we've been mostly left in the dark when it comes to any progress being made. iFly tends to be reserved in sharing behind-the-scenes progress, often leading to prolonged periods without updates. However, today, there's a bit of an update. iFly says that development is proceeding well on adapting their renowned 737 MAX for the Microsoft Flight Sim platform. In a post shared on Flight One's social media, the iFly team has first and foremost expressed confidence in the capabilities of prepared 3D version 5 for simulating true aircraft systems. However, they remain committed to bringing the 737 MAX to the Microsoft Flight Sim enthusiasts. Ooh. So the pictures we have here are reminiscent, well, they belong to P3D, right? But this one here is in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But it's interesting to see what they're doing, right? They emphasize that while Microsoft Flight Sim offers stunning visual experiences, the development for this platform is considerably more complex due to the fundamental differences in the simulator's architecture compared to that in FSX or P3D. This complexity accounts for longer time to market, especially for the study level simulation that iFly aims to deliver. The iFly 737 MAX for Microsoft Flight Sim is described as a major new development, underscoring the team's effort to not just port an existing model, but to craft an experience tailored to the unique strengths of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So the wait continues. Good to see confirmation that work is continuing on the aircraft, and it's important to note that another high-profile 737 MAX is on its way to Microsoft Flight Sim, and it's none other than PMDG. With all the NG variants already released, we now eagerly await updates about the 737 MAX, which was previously promised. Ooh! So the iFly, I remember the 747, I see Muse saying it as well back in the day. It wasn't PMDG standards, but it was very, very good. This is exciting news. So we'll just have to wait and see, you know, what's going to come from it. It's just news. Do you know, like there's nothing there tangible that we can say, oh, look at this. Although the one picture of the landing gear, well, it looks very detailed indeed. You compare that shot to a 737 from PMDG, right? This looks very, very promising. So any more news we get, well, we'll let you know from the iFly team. Now, Seb, where are we at? Cockspur development team. They've teased the Phenom 100 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we'll be checking this one out soon. Probably next week, I'd say, right? Cockspur have teased today a new exciting project for Microsoft Flight Sim, the Phenom 100. With a diverse range of aircraft that already includes a business jet in the portfolio, being the C510 Mustang, Cockspur is looking to expand its offering in this category for 2024. Sebastian Darrell, the lead developer at Cockspur, told us that the Phenom 100 has been in the works for quite some time. It's fully flyable and currently undergoing testing. While hesitant to commit to a specific release date, he hinted at a possible launch within a few months. He also mentioned plans for streamers to showcase the aircraft around Christmas, offering the community a sneak peek into its capabilities. There's a Facebook video. Oh, there could be ads on this. That's what it is. Anyway, Cockspur's ambition with the Phenom 100 is not just about adding another aircraft to the portfolio. Darrell stressed that the development team is applying all the lessons learned from the previous projects, particularly the C510 Mustang, and going beyond. We're incorporating features into the Phenom that the C510 doesn't have yet. Cockspur's history with business models in Microsoft Flight Sim is set to continue with the Phenom 100, and the C510 Mustangs well received, showcasing their ability to balance complexity and user-friendliness. The team is also known to be working on the Hawker 800, a long-range jet that would also be very interesting to see it within the sim. We're working around the clock on this, and the whole team is super excited about the project, and every day we're adding new features and systems to it. The Phenom is scheduled to be available for both PC and Xbox, and the pricing is going to be in and around $27. Not too bad at all. But yes, Seb is flat out with Cockspur development team. He's a massive portfolio of aircraft in development, and a Phenom 100, it's a beautiful business jet. It's a stunner. Carinado made one years ago. I think that was the last Phenom 100 I saw. Phenom, of course, is the lineup from Embraer, the Brazilian aircraft manufacturer. But it's cool to see. Now, Just Flight not resting on their laurels after getting the Vulcan out the gate. Well, they're updating us on the development of the Fokker 70 and 100 Professional for the sim. Now that the Vulcan is out there doing bombing runs and sounding like an absolute unit that it is, Just Flight have found time to deliver a long-awaited development update for the Fokker F70 Professional. It's been almost a year since we last heard about this project, but Just Flight has reassured the community that the project has been far from stagnant. The team have been diligently working on the F70 100 Professional, making substantial advancements in various aspects of the product. According to Just Flight, a major focus has been on refining both the interior and the exterior. The development team has also been optimizing performance, ensuring smoother and more efficient operation within Microsoft Flight Sim, and in tandem, significant process has been reported for the system's coding, essential for the realistic functioning of the aircraft within the sim. Door configurations, virtual cabins, interactive cabin features, cabin configuration and customization, music reproducer and future plans. There's a lot of features that is going to be baked into this aircraft. We've seen most of them when it comes to the F28, and we know kind of the standards now of Just Flight. Anyone who has the Vulcan, you know where they're at. It's just insanely good. But also the F28 is a beautiful, beautiful classic kind of an airliner. The F70 is definitely moving in that direction as well. Navy and Air Force, I'm bilingual, says Old Veteran. Yes. Goblin Zoo says, nice aircraft. I have a Carinado Phenom for Flight Sim X. Yeah, pretty good. David Bay, it's good to see you. Yeah, so great news here from Just Flight, right? I mean, they're flat out. They also have other aircraft in development, including the Piper Tomahawk, small little general aviation airplane. I'm looking forward to that. So we move on. News here from Orbex, and this is important because, well, anyone on this neck of the woods, this is huge, right? Orbex have today announced a new product coming soon to Microsoft Flight Sim, British Isles Mesh. Well, it's a terrain-enhancing product that comes off the heels of similar products that covered Iceland, the Himalayas, and Alaska. The packs are designed to use the latest data sets to improve the default scenery found in the sim. Orbex says that the package will cover a vast area in and around Britain itself. It'll cover all of Great Britain, Ireland, and the Isle of Man, including the Northern Isles of some 6,000 smaller islands around the North Atlantic. High-resolution data has been used to fill the gaps in the existing scenery, with correcting terrain spikes and improving the level of detail in Scotland and other areas. It has been developed by Dmytro Krykhanov. He says that Ireland in particular has a focus on improving the accuracy of the terrain. Using a new mesh from ALOS satellite demo data, the scenery is much more realistic. Over 200 locations are now added with a 2 meter per pixel resolution. That's massive, lads, right? Orbex have not clarified when this is going to be released, but we know with Orbex, this tends to be fairly quick. Let's have a look at some of the pictures. Can you tell where these are, by the way, just by looking at them? Can you actually say, oh, I know where that is? I couldn't tell you what that one is. It doesn't look terribly familiar. But look at the detailing. And I'm not talking about just the high mountains in the background. That's part of what the mesh does. But I won't say where Microsoft Flight Sim kind of, like, because Microsoft Flight Sim default DEM stuff, it's very, very good. But when you're talking about the smaller details of hills and slopes, I won't say it's flat, but it's, right? It's this, however, looks incredibly good, right? Looks like Scotland. Yeah. It looks like Scotland. I thought it was, the UK mesh is way off. Ailerons, yeah. Ailerons, also known as the him. It's good to see you, Stuart. This is huge news for anyone who likes flying in and around the British Isles. Looks like Camelot. Now, who can tell me where this is? Well, it could be anywhere. When I was looking at it on my phone, I was like, Asher, I know what that is. And then I was thinking, it better not be. But it looks like kind of, it's not the Cliffs of Moher, but it looks to be kind of the west of Ireland. It looks to be, right? It looks to be. Because there's a little airport there in the corner, look. So I'm unsure. Default mesh is generally too smooth. Yeah. Well, I cover the Cliffs of Moher. I didn't see them. That kind of looks that neck of the woods. I don't think it's Dover, but it looks like the west of Ireland. Look at this. This is fantastic looking. Again, it's not all about the big massive mountains, which that's what we kind of go looking for. It's the smaller details where these mesh packs really add. You're talking about, like, see the way you have a slope going up here on the side, up the side of the mountain. Well, see the way you have these kind of sticking out parts. What were they called? Undulated terrain or something. I read that in a book. But you know what I mean? It shows you all the different layers and where it bulks out. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think it was the cliffs. No, I think, but could have been up that neck of the woods though. But yeah, I mean, look at this neck of the woods. Look at the state of this. Do you know what I mean? Really excited about this and to see what sort of that's RD. RD right there. Hi. RD hi. Mac Loop. Yeah, could you imagine the Mac Loop? Could you, like, and that's a real kind of, you know, case study to look at. It'd be awesome if it's done. Anyway, I've no news when it's coming out, but we all know the crack with Orbex. They tend not to kind of dwindle. They give you the heads up within a matter of weeks before releasing it. I think this is going to be fantastic. So as soon as it's released, you can be sure I'll be checking it all out to see what we can find. Do you know? Now, staying with Orbex, well, they've announced the update for Leeds Bradford version 2. Orbex have announced that they are soon to release the version 2 for Leeds Bradford for Microsoft Flight Sim. The new version will improve the original by adding an accurate airport layout, improved texturing, and a lot more models to the area. Echo Golf November Mike is about 7 miles northwest of Leeds and 9 miles from Bradford. The airport was first named Yeadon Aerodrome in 1931, and it's now the largest airport within Yorkshire. Since Doncaster Sheffield Airport closed in 2022, the airport has seen increased traffic as most of its flights were rerouted to Leeds Bradford. The airport will come with a new airport layout, fully reworked PBR, including custom lighting and new custom animated jetways. There's now an interior modelled and also the air traffic control tower, along with animated peoples. Other details include bendy buses, fuel station, barriers, signage, fences, and even animated horses. They're brilliant! Orbex confirmed to us via email that Leeds Bradford version 2 will be released on December 7th. That's tomorrow, lads. No price were mentioned, nor was there any mention of any upgrade fees, if it will be the case. But it's good to note that the original Leeds Bradford was released around the launch of Microsoft Flight Sim in August 2020. That's pretty cool, isn't it? The Aviator 8 home base after Sheffield was closed. Oh, nice. You're very welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. So it's good news from Orbex. It's gas, right? Because Leeds got released. It was one of the first kind of add-on airports for the sim, right? From a developer such as Orbex, and we were like, holy crap, look at the detail and how well it's done. Nowadays, we're saying it's terribly outdated, but now, you know, version 2, it's pretty cool to see it, and, you know, how fast developers are kind of moving on, you know? Interesting stuff. Now, in other news, FS HUD receives significant updates to improve the in-sim ATC. The popular ATC and AI traffic tool have been updated significantly over the past year, and here's a brief summary of some of the changes and what the future holds. FS HUD was released over a year ago, originally for P3D, but then soon made the transition over to Microsoft Flight Sim to provide improvements to the default ATC system within the sim. It works by controlling the ATC and aircraft in the vicinity and working with the player who provides input to the system. The tool is described as being in complete control of air traffic within the sim, both on the ground and in the air. FS-HUD manages all aspects of the traffic flow and communications through each stage of flight, and each aircraft is managed by FS-HUD and ensures that it will not be a conflict whilst in the sky. The FS-HUD panel is how you will directly interact with the tool itself. You'll receive voice commands from the application, while you'll need to use a button to control to and then respond or select choices presented by your virtual ATC. It's very similar to what you would expect to see from an ATC overhaul. You might argue this should have been default, but you know, it does the job. Notwithstanding that, all the updates that we've seen in Sim Update 14 for ATC, this is good to see. There have been many updates to this product over the last year. Vectoring during approach departure is now more accurate, while also incorporating SIDS and stars. The system has also seen improvements to the altitude clearance to ensure proper separation clearance, and the voices and phraseologies have been improved also. FS-HUD integrates with FSLTL, meaning that your traffic on the ground and in the air will have the correct livery and aircraft type, making the sim even more immersive. Furthermore, it's good to note that recent updates to FS-HUD means that even encrypted scenery products from the in-sim marketplace are now compatible. Another useful feature, if you may find it helpful, it can automatically limit traffic in high-density areas so that your frame rates are maintained. You can also filter out specific communications from AI aircraft if you so desire. FS-HUD will continue to develop beyond where it is now. Currently, it's at version 1.3 in its development, and it's available for a beta test. If you're concerned about compatibility with Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, in that case, the team at FS-HUD have told us the product will be developed for the new sim, whilst incorporating more immersive features into the future. Has anyone tried this? I remember doing a demo of this maybe a year or two ago, about a year ago, and yeah, it wasn't bad at all. So you can see here, you know, import your flight from SimBrief. You can tune in all the radios. You can talk to it or click on the button. You can hear the ATC talking back to you. I think they've like 1 or 2 voices in it. It's not terribly bad. It's good to see you getting all these updates. Now, in other news, our friends over at Burning Blue Design, they've released Stowmere's, or is it Stowmere's? Anyone who's from this neck of the woods are like, Jesus, Murphy butchered it. Anyway, they've released this. It's a World War I or Great War aerodrome for Microsoft Flight Sim, the latest in their long-running line of small general aviation airfields in the United Kingdom. The grass strip, located in Essex, just north of Southend, holds a special place in aviation history as one of the few remaining First World War aerodromes that's still in operation today. Originally established in 1916 during the First World War, the aerodrome played a crucial role in the defence of London against German air raids. It served home to the Royal Flying Corps and then later the RAF, housing both pilots and ground crew. The aerodrome was strategically positioned to intercept and engage enemy aircraft on their way to bomb London. One of the remarkable features of this airport, its well-preserved collection of First World War era buildings, including hangars, the officers' mess, and other support structures. These buildings offer visitors a tangible connection to the past, allowing them to step back in time and experience the life of those who served during the Great War. The aerodrome has undergone extensive restoration efforts to bring it back to its original condition, providing an authentic glimpse into the history of early aviation. Visitors can explore the various exhibit displays and aircraft on site, gaining insights into the challenges faced by the early aviators. It's available now over on Burning Blue Design's website for £10.95, and some of the feature lists include 90 or over 90 custom 3D objects based on October 2023 layout, full custom night lighting, animated hangar doors that open during the night, completely custom windsock, and the Anominator. I got right the first time. Anyway, some of the real static aircraft include an Avro 504, a BE-2E replica, a Sopwith Pup, a Royal Aircraft Factory replica, the Albatross, and a Newport. It's pretty nice, isn't it? Look at some of the pictures here. I might check this one out later. I have it. Oh, Jesus, go back, Murphy. You're going to... Look at this. The motor transport sheds. Here you'll see a tractor, but beside it you'll see older stuff. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And I love the way Burning Blue Design do all of this. I mean, they go out and they travel to these airfields, they take all the pictures themselves, and then they do the thing, you know? What's going on here? It's like conversations going on, and I'm like looking at comments thinking, I don't know what's being said. But yeah, look at this though, isn't it cool? No public access. I don't believe you. Very, very pretty. Buildings due for... Look at that. We might go exploring here later on just for the crack. But anyway, that's now released in the sim, so do be sure to check it out. Now, next up, BMW or BM World and AmSim releases Arlington Municipal Airport for Microsoft Flight Sim. Beautiful model of the world and AmSim have released Arlington, Kilo Golf, Kilo Yankee for Microsoft Flight Sim. Small public airport located in Arlington, Texas. It serves as a general aviation facility catering primarily to private and recreational pilots, including flight schools and smaller aircraft and helicopter operations. This rendition includes a fully modelled terminal and surrounding buildings, terminal interior, high-resolution texturing, custom ground markings, animated people, night lighting, and more. You can purchase Arlington from Orbex Direct for about 18 Australian dollars, currently on sale for 14 Australian dollars. And again, we'll have a couple of gawks at the pictures here. Texas scenery is a must. For anyone who went to Flight Sim Expo, we're like, bring us back to the warmth. Well, you know, the heat, do you know? Now, what's this? We were just saying what a lovely fella you are, Murph. Come on, Muse fan. Oh, God, yeah. Chat amongst yourselves there. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Brilliant. This looks very nice. Scott, is this near you by any chance? Arlington, is that near your neck of the woods? Do you know the way Texas is only small? Sure, everyone knows everyone. What did we say? Ireland could fit 8 times in Texas? Well, crazy. But anyway. Now, we'll move on to the big news here, because some people are still downloading it. Microsoft Flight Sim Update 14 has been released. The latest and greatest version of the sim has landed. Following a period of beta testing that lasted little over a month, Sim Update 14 is now available for download and brings with it an impressive and quite exciting list of new features and changes to our beloved simulator. As always, the changelog is long for this one, but there are definitely some key highlights. One of the favourites are the improved atmospheric simulation. This change is based on the research of a community member and the consequential popularity of a mod that implemented it, resulting in significantly more realistic sky colours, especially during dawn and dusk. If you have the mod, be sure to remove it before you jump back in again. Another major new feature is an entirely new aircraft, the revamped Cirrus SR-22T G6. If we have time, I'll check that one out tonight as well. It's from Working Title. It's more than just a more modern iteration of the Cirrus SR-22 made for Microsoft Flight Sim at the specific request of the manufacturer, and it includes an in-depth simulation of the aircraft with many more screens added to the Perspective avionics package, flight dynamics enhancements, and much, much more. The new variant effectively replaces the existing SR-22, how unfortunately it's only available to those who purchase the Premium Deluxe Edition. They still haven't got around that. But anyway, plenty more. The ATC system has seen improvements, including bug fixes in vectoring, a new flight plan assistance setting, and more user-driven approach to runway and approach assignments. They also enhanced the ATC phraseology, bringing a more realistic communication experience. We've seen some weather improvements, such as more accurate snow and ice coverage in live weather, and fixing the wind reading from malformed METARs. Substantial updates to the avionics, especially with the Garmin G3, G5 and G1000 NXI systems. Aircraft-specific fixes spread across various models like the 787, the 74, the Curtiss Jenny and the TBM 930. Unfortunately, Sim Update 14 is missing the promised Airbus A320 version 2 due to a high crash rate. In particular with Xbox, they just can't get the fix out in time, and you can imagine if they released it and, you know, all the Xbox pilots would have that headache. So they're going to try and keep working on that, and as soon as it's ready, they'll just release it. As with all previous Sim updates, Sim Update 14 is free to download and available right now once you launch the sim. Now, more than ever, it is recommended that users remove all the contents of their community folder to a safe backup location and gradually move back all the add-ons if no problems arise. Most of the problems reported in the early hours following each sim update are caused by incompatible mods. In saying that, there's even an entire news article written about it from MSFS add-ons about the download speed issues continue for Sim Update 14, as Microsoft issues mitigation. The Microsoft Flight Sim team have said a mitigation has been implemented following reports that online users were experiencing slow and stalled download speeds when updating to Sim Update 14. In a statement, the team said, "We're aware of reports of slow and stalled download speeds. A mitigation has been implemented to attempt to help increase download speed for users. We will share more as soon as we are able." So this kind of happened, well, to me, one of them, it was about 6 hours, right? And for other people, I think it was overnight. Now, we have to remember a couple of things. And I don't tell you to do anything, but I'm just saying, when it comes to any of the staff with Microsoft Flight Sim, do you know, like the community managers and so on, I mean, they're kind of limited in what they can do, do you know? So there's no point getting ticked with them. I mean, if they're in a position to kind of be part of a testing team and along with the beta testers who saw no issue with download speeds, well, they're kind of shagged when information starts coming in. They can only relay that information back and forth. I'm not saying it's not frustrating. Jesus, it's so frustrating. But there's a limit to what these guys can do, right? I mean, all they can do is say, okay, we hear what you're saying. We're going to report it and, you know, we'll make sure they're looking after it. That's all they really can do, you know. For some people, and a big shout out to Kaharia who helped me. She was saying, Murph, just keep pause, resume. That seemed to help it. But it kind of raises the eyebrows here, I think, when we're looking at, you know, this is the 14th update to this platform, right? Released in 2020. We're at the tail end of 2023. It's the 14th simulator update. And a sim update looks at the simulator itself. It's nothing to do with the scenery or otherwise. How are we still having issues like this? It's mad, isn't it? Like, where are we going with this? What's 2024 going to bring? Especially when they talk about keeping more data on their servers, and then we have this kind of a head-scratching moment. Well, how do we get the information back down? A rocky road potentially lies ahead of us, or perhaps they've worked on a new system. I couldn't tell you. What do you think? How do you feel about the future of this kind of, you know, scenario, the technique in which how we get the data?
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Yeah, right. But yes, Jeroen, thank you very much indeed for the follow. My update took 15 minutes. There you go. Right? Other people took them overnight. So it's hard to call, really, isn't it? But I just think it's interesting to see how are they going to effectively work this into Flight Sim 2024 when it releases. Maybe there's something brand new. I don't know. Like,
they've done studies, you know. 60% of the time it works
every time. Like, the idea being is, right, what speed, and this is what they talk about, what's the maximum speed your hard drive or an NVMe can read or write data, right? And then you compare that to, well, what speed can, in theory, your machine process data if it's being downloaded. I mean, that's the idea, right? It's going to be faster if it's online, provided the data ends are all like connected together. If they're not connected together, we're absolutely shagged. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I think it has been a good update so far. I haven't had enough time to kind of mess around with it. I didn't see any release notes in relation to multiplayer. We all know they were working on multiplayer, but I don't see exactly, unless I'm very, very wrong, I don't see exactly where they have said these are the changes we've made to the multiplayer experience. Does anyone have information on that? You know what I mean? Skipper says, Murph, is the role of the community managers not to deal with the community? Oh no, well it is. Hear their angst, advocate for them and be their voice to the wider org. No, they are, 100%. 100%. But what I'm saying is they're limited in what they could do. As in, all they can do is pass the message on. Like, it's not to say, yeah, thanks and move on. But like, if you have a bug with a system, and I'm only, you know, I'm not saying I'm right on this. If it was me, right? If you know, if a developer or a team of developers, if something's broken, well, what can I really do? Lads, you're after breaking that. You need to do something. Yeah, we hear you. We'll fix it. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by it. That's all. Do you know? It's Microsoft. We will need 1 gigabit download internet. They deal with the community by not escalating the issue. Jeez. But there is a big difference between everybody jumping on the servers for a new update or regular load on the servers would come from people playing the game. I don't know. Like, was that the case? Was everyone trying to download at the same time and it overloaded it? If so, should they not... like, you would think after 14 updates that if that was a problem, if they actually had an issue with, you know, server load, would you not, like, move the times to say, okay, well, we're going to open it up to Europe at, like, 1600 Zulu, and then we'll open it up to the US at, like, 2000 Zulu. Do you know what I mean? Have different time zones to when the sim is going to be, right, now you can grab it, rather than just saying, right, it's there and away you go. Would that be a good idea? I don't know. They need a seat again that doesn't consist of a hamster and a wheel. Remember when the 737 first came out? It broke PMDG's website. That's true. Yeah. I only got the update later today. It was done in 15 minutes. Sure. If they have trouble with an update, do they have bandwidth for 2024? Well, that's kind of the question I'm asking Paparazzi. I'm sure they will, but like, Jesus, you know? But yeah, Microsoft has money coming out of their ears. They should just throw money at servers, says Dragon. Maybe. Well, they have a lot of servers. But I don't know the infrastructure enough to say, yeah, they should have. Canoe Head updated last night, no issues. You see, again, like, is it a server issue? Is it a Windows issue? You know what I mean? Like, is there something on your PC that's stopping it? Couldn't tell you. It's not Microsoft servers, it's Asobo's code. Nothing should cause the same file to go from 250 megabits down to 1 kilobit and then jump back up again. That's interesting. Corrupted streaming, downloads, etc. Maybe. I couldn't tell you. But like, is there anyone still, like, anyone watching now, like, does anyone still have, is there anyone who can't download it? Is there anyone still stuck or having issues, or are we all kind of sorted now? Do you know what I mean? Give us a sorry, but in a community role, priority number 1 is keeping the community happy. Even if they shared they were fighting the good fight and putting in place steps so it doesn't happen again. But no, there was one tweet, that was it. I don't think they are blameless. It's an interesting point. Yeah. Can't argue with that, Gibbo. Like, I know on their forums there was a bit more chatter on their forums to say, yeah, we're aware of this, we've let them know. I saw some interactions there from Jane. You know, anyone else having this issue? Is it only happening when they see this file? Is it only happening on that platform? So there was definitely more chatter on the forums, 100%. But you can't argue what you're saying, dude. What's the point of a tweet no one on Twitter can see? There you go. Lip service for sure from the entire lot. Don't know. Interesting. When they say they're working to fix it, it means that we're waiting for download numbers to drop. Maybe. Microsoft have a zero vital servers. I can imagine that they throttle the connection to avoid overloading. Makes you think about 2024 though. Do you know what I mean? Like, how in the name of Jesus are they going to manage that one? If there's more to be streamed from their servers, how are they going to manage that, you know? But this is the issue. We've seen it with other big releases. Diablo 4, the initial load on the servers is massive. It's not economical to just add more servers if the servers can handle the normal load without the issue. They knew they had millions of updates. They didn't prep for it. It needs more cowbell. That's what it needs, Epic. It needs more cowbell. But yeah, it's an interesting discussion, isn't it? Because, like, well, I love getting your perspective on it. I mean, it's either server issue, right? Could be a community management side issue or communication issue more so, right? It could be a capability, you know? I think the regular streaming and updates are separate things and will be handled independently. Couldn't tell you. But it's interesting. Right, in our last bit here, lads, before we ramble over, Jesus, is Captain Game in here? I better give him an out. Hello? In our last bit of news here, some VATSIM events that are happening over the weekend. And if we look here to Saturday, there's one here, the Christmas Rush. Christmas is fast approaching, and they're going to be doing a flight from Manila to Hong Kong on December 9th between 12 and 1600 Zulu. Ooh. VATSIM events are class. If you've never flown online using VATSIM, well, this is when you jump on. You can log in as an observer. You don't have to take part in the flight if you don't want to, but you can at least jump on and have a listen to, you know, what's being said, and you can track the flights, all this sort of stuff. It's pretty cool, right? Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off? That works. But yeah, so that one there, the Christmas Rush is on. That looks pretty cool. And what was the other one we were looking at? There's a First Wings event. These are cool, right? So, have you made a VATSIM account but intimidated every time you try to speak on the frequency? So, a First Wings account is designed to allow brand new pilots to operate on the VATSIM network because the controllers have lots of time and patience to be able to deal with, I'm new, I've read what I can, but I just want to give it a go. Brilliant. At busy airports or events, it can be a little tricky to learn how to get used to the pace. To help overcome this, VATSIM created the First Wings events, dedicated to helping pilots get used to the phraseology, procedures, and what is expected of them. This edition is a two-way event. You have the flexibility to choose your direction of travel. You can depart from Baku and arrive in Sochi, or do it the other way around. ATC will be available on the FIRs until around 2000 Zulu to assist both departing and arriving flights. We can access the briefing on the link here, and remember to secure your slots. I would highly recommend anyone who is thinking about going flying on VATSIM, by all means, join any event as an observer. But if you ever see the First Wings events, hop on them because they're handy. Yeah, they're doing it in Russia, yeah. We can take the Vulcans to Sochi. Right, do you know what I mean? Brilliant. But yeah, they are scary. They are scary. But it's pretty cool, right? So we shall see what the crack is. So we now jump into this machine because we're going to be doing some more stuff, right? And well, to do this, I need to make a phone call, and we're going to get Captain Gaming on the telephone. So buttons need to be pressed here. Let's see what happens, right? This could work.
Pilot's Anonymous, how can I help you?
Hello, Anonymous. You're looking well. Oh, wait, hang on. Turn on your camera there, meow flower. Wait, do you have your camera?
Okay. I can turn it on if you want to see my ugly mug, sure.
Asher, did you put gel in your hair today? You did. You did.
it's I didn't get a haircut yet. I really need to.
Come here to me. What has today been like for you so far since the release? Is there like loads of things happening?
Do you see these bags and can you see my veins popping out? Like, is it twitching? Like,
so you're having fun. I mean, that's the main thing. You're having a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's been. We're happy it's out. You know, there's obviously going to be people who shoot it down and say bad things because they want to or something. But look at the Caribbean tan. I'm white. I am very porcelain white because I am ginger. But yeah, like we had a couple issues. All in all, if you think about the anticipation of this launch and how big it is, and on top of how long we've been making it, for there to only be like 3 or 4 major bugs that everyone has and we can put a quick patch out for in the next day or two, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That's really good.
No, you're doing well, considering. Like, I mean, and really, I think the only issue that was coming around was down to the GTNs, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the installer did this weird thing and just grabbed whatever it wanted, and it just happened to leave the one line of code out that for some reason put the GPS in the plane. So we created that, fixed that super quickly, and anyone who created a ticket, we gave them the fix because it was simple. And then the GTNs have this weird film type texture issue, which is just a visual thing, and it's already in the process of almost being fixed. And we're creating a hot patch to put both those fixes and send them out. So
nice. Sweet. So now you're watching everyone trying to fly the thing and break it, or in my case, fly it flawlessly by the book. It is an exciting time, right?
Exactly. I was randomly going through Twitch, like under Microsoft Flight Sim, and seeing who was picking it. I was watching, and funny enough, I actually found another PC-12 pilot. He flies Hawkers now, but he took it up and he was like, "Wow, this is really good." And it's like, I was happy of that. So
nice.
But yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Why am I being pinged? Who's pinging me? Oh, Gabriel. Okay, that's fine.
We've been pinged as well. Empire kicking in with the raid. Welcome in, my dude. Hope you're well. So tonight, Captain Gaming, we're going to be focusing a little bit on the systems, right? For there are systems on this machine here. So when we last spoke, it was an introduction to the airplane, and we managed to get the engine started, without exploding. Great success. But there's a number of there's a number of key features with this airplane, and like we can see the buttons and everything's clear and it looks wonderful, and you can read the manual, press this, press that, and so on and so forth. I suppose what I'm after tonight is figuring out not only the flows, but why. You know what I mean? Or when would you do a certain thing? Like even a small thing you said to me last week about the start or interrupt, it's only good to you until, fuel goes in, then it's just cut the mixture or cut the condition lever. So,
Yeah.
so I'm going to start with the overhead. So from this perspective, let's just remove the old control lock stuff on the ground, right? And I'll close up the old cabin door so we can treat this as if the aircraft we've done our pre-flight, everything looks grand and, everything's fine. So now it's going to be into the electrical stuff of this airplane, in which we're going to start with the overhead. So we have a couple of options up here. And there's many batteries because, well, there's 2 batteries, as you told us. But then you're talking about, you can see where the gen ties are, you can see where the inverters are, standby bus and all this jazz. So if we start off by the first thing we're going to do is turn on battery 1 and then battery 2 and then maybe go through some of the tests. What do you reckon?
Well, the first thing you turn on is standby bus.
Standby bus, first thing you do before the battery.
That's always
Hello there.
Yeah, that's always the first thing you turn on, because when you turn the standby bus on, you get the battery voltage indicators, so you know if you can even turn the batteries on.
So the standby bus it's almost like the dead switch, if you like. I mean, that'll drain your batteries even though the batteries are off. Would that be right?
Kind of, but the standby bus only powers like a couple things, and you can see what it powers on the pilot and co-pilot side circuit breakers. And every Pilatus is different. Every single one, because that's the thing about handmade aircrafts is everyone is different. But on the circuit breakers, like it's labeled like standby bus, battery 1 bus, and all that, and you can see what the standby bus actually powers, and it's like that little black spot up at the top, and it's only those like few things that the standby bus powers.
Nice.
So yep, just that. So that's how we know the batteries are good, not good. So then from there, you can turn battery 1 and 2 on. Absolutely.
Now, would you ever find it in an aircraft that one battery had higher volts than the other? Or are both batteries being used at the same time in terms of the draw on them?
No, it just depends. Like a lot of legacies, having 2 batteries was an option. A lot of legacies only have 1 battery. So you had to choose it wisely when you turn it on, when it off, especially with how old they are now and being in the Caribbean and hot and cold, on and off constantly. Like some of these batteries they don't last very long. So you can choose just to turn on 1 battery and kind of do everything that you want to do and then turn it off. Because if you do your flight plan, this is what we usually do, is if we're kind of having a delay or if I'm kind of just chilling and waiting, especially in the NGs, but in the legacies, you turn the standby bus on. I can do everything in COM 1, NAV 1. I can get my clearance. I can set up my flight plan. I can do all of that. And then when the passengers come, I just leave the standby bus on. So then that's when I do my before start. I just start turning on batteries. I start doing all the stuff I need to on the before start, so that when they get in, shut the door, safety briefing, turn the prop, and I don't have to worry about losing my flight plan, losing my stuff. So that's one of the nice things about the standby bus, is it allows me to set up my avionics without actually turning the plane all the way on.
Oh, right. Okay, that's good to know. Handy to know, because I mean, if you're waiting for a start or a slot time, even in this aircraft, I mean, that's the best way to do it. Okay, sweet. So
yeah, because look, it's only pulling 9 amps from the 1 battery. 9. That's it. It's powering a whole GPS off one bus. So it's so nice, especially when you're doing like a VAT sim event. Like if it's can't do cross the pond in this, I guess, but like a lot, I guess you could the other way.
Yeah,
but
the right winds, you can do anything.
Yes. Yeah, so if you're sitting there waiting to start for a while, just standby bus, put your flight plan in and chill, because it's going to take a long time for that battery to drain. And if it does drain, guess what? Turn battery 2 on, because they're going to feed each other.
Nice. Okay, so with our standby bus now on, don't need to go near lighting just yet. We're going to go ahead and turn on, we'll turn on both batteries. So we'll go battery 1 and battery 2. Now, because the battery switches are on, they're powering up other systems, and you're going to see a further draw on the amps, right?
Yeah, so Pilatus was really nice and kind of like laid out a diagram for you up there, right? That's what you have the colors and the lines for, right? You can see that battery 2 Gen 2 power the Gen 2 tie, which connects with the bus 1 tie, which connects to all that stuff over there. So you can see that battery 1 powers avionics 1. Right? Like you can see it's all connected, and they provided that for you up there just so you can get a reference. So like if you're flying and all of a sudden I don't know, just say your AV2, that red light comes on for Avionics 2 bus. Well, Avionics 2 is tied to Gen 1 and only Gen 1 because there's that bus tie blocking the rest of that power from Gen 2, right? So you know that, that's one indication, hey, I just lost my Gen 1. Like, I need to start looking and troubleshooting. I just lost my Avionics 2 bus. That's not good. So, yeah.
Sweet, okay.
That's one of the things that they provided the tools so you could go through the motions.
To be honest, right? Like when it comes to electrical systems, especially on the general aviation kind of aircraft, it's very much, just turn on a couple of switches and away you go. I first saw that be careful what you're doing with that, with the likes of the A2A stuff and the FS Reborn stuff, because, well, the batteries drain quickly. In particular, the M500, I mean, you turn on a light, any sort of lighting on that thing, that battery drains fast, and you're kind of shagged here. So it's there's actually a lot more going on than meets the eye here. And even from the timings to when you turn on the batteries to showing the draw of amps, and then it goes back onto both batteries so they're evenly distributed, that all these timings are done as per the real aircraft.
Oh yeah, I mean, and a good illustration of like these batteries are powering a lot is look at your circuit breakers, look at your battery buses, look how much is on there. Like it is incredible. And then not only that, but if it's powering like your avionics bus, if you don't have your gens on and you're powering your avionics, God, you're powering everything. Like look at all that. There's so much that it powers and sending electricity to. So you sometimes really do have to be careful with how long you leave your batteries on. Like today, we had a ticket come in. I don't know the person's name, so I'm not calling them out, but I wouldn't do that anyways. But he says, I turned on the external power and then came back an hour and a half later, all the lights were out and my battery is dead. I was like, well, yeah, external power doesn't work. That's in the manual. It doesn't work yet. So you can kill your battery.
Now we know like the sim will allow that, and there's ways to kind of recharge your battery, but like it's something as simple as just joining the dots for me, especially like it's Pilatus have it down here to say, well, this is your battery bus, this is what it's actually powering. And like what's cool here is I could like I can turn off a whole load of circuit breakers here, and you'll actually see then the amps kind of drop based on what they're no longer powering.
Change. Depending on if it's like actually pulling from that bus, that circuit breaker, you can change it. That's why there's also the non-essential override. Like that's there to help in a bad case of electrical failure. But we'll get into that later.
Cool. Alrighty, okay, so current state is battery 1 and battery 2 are on, including our standby bus. Nothing else is powered at the moment. So we have a couple of tests here. So at this stage, we'll be looking at our lamp tests.
Yeah, absolutely. We can look at our pre-flight, sure. We can look at our lamp test. They can see all the pretty lights come on.
So the lamp test, I mean, it goes without saying, it's an on-off kind of system. If the light is on, it's doing a thing. If it's off, it's kind of not doing a thing. And then your annunciator panel as well, which I have to say, it's pretty cool the way the lights kind of go orange, and they show it off nicely. And then is there a color code to this, as in these are like holy crap danger, these are pretty much danger, and then the other ones aren't as much?
So the best way that it's funny in training that we were taught is there's the 1 sip 2 sip rule, right?
Oh, okay.
All right, I got a yellow cause. 1 sip, think about it. What's causing this? All right, let's solve it. Right? Sorry, I did it the wrong way around. Thank God. I've had a few sippage myself today due to events. The red, really bad, not great. Can kill you. 1 sip. All right, let's take care of it. Yellow. 1 sip. All right, 2 sip. All right, we can do this. Like it won't kill you instantly. So like if you read some of the stuff in the red, like air ground, air ground, that's your weight on wheels system. It doesn't know if the plane's on the ground or in the air. So guess what? Now you're not pusher safe. Like pusher protected, that's the word. You're not pusher protected, which means if you stall, you're dead. Like it can kill you. So prop low pitch. Your prop is below 17 degrees. I think it's 17 degrees.
Mm.
Good question. I can't remember off the top of my head, but like it's below idle.
Mhm.
So you're essentially pushing air forward while you're flying in the air. That'll kill you, right? So so like it's just the way you think about it. It's like, yeah, these are not great.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome. And again, like we'll see these things. Okay, passenger door, car door, the car door, cargo door. Is it?
Car door.
Car door. Yeah.
Yeah. Cargo door. Yeah. Yeah.
Cabin pressure, air ground, prop low, engine fire. Goes without saying. Stab trim, i.e. a failure stab trim, right?
Yeah. So stab trim is it. So one of the cool things about the Legacy, I'm trying to think. When you fly 4 different versions of the same freaking airplane, they turn into one airplane in your head. All bad things just kind of are bad things. Yeah, it means that your stab trim is just either running away or it's not working at all. So it's really nice that Pilatus actually puts in a runaway trim indicator in here. So makes it handy.
It makes it handy. So now, okay, so our light test is good, and our lamp test, and we just click that again to kind of turn it off. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
And then we have our pusher test.
Yeah. We can't do that one with the engine off. So
fire test we can do. Or
yeah, we can. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so here we go. So
it'll just be the cause message. Yep.
Yeah, so. Engine fire. Okay, sweet. Let me turn that off. And Jesus,
yeah. So
look, there's even a
fire
drop.
And fire detect.
Yeah, like there's even a drop on the there's even a drop on the amps of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, sweet. Next we have all our lights. So usually if you're on the ground, is it the case usually when you're getting ready to do stuff, it's nav and beacon light?
Yeah, so nav should be on now because we have power to the aircraft, right?
Okay.
That tells other people outside that okay, there's electricity, stay away from moving parts just in case, right? So, and then beacon is for engine start. Tells everyone on the ground that you're going to be returning the big spinning thing of death.
The air cooler.
Yeah, the air cooler, the pilot cooler. Yes, of course.
Nice. Speaking of Pilot Stud is here in the chat. Hello, Pilot Stud. Good to see you, man.
Hello. I did see a question in the chat for it being overpowered. 4-blader climbing at 3,000 feet a minute at max takeoff weight. 20 C. Well, it depends on what speed you're at. It could probably do it, but I doubt you're going to be going very quickly doing it. The PC-12 is a very powerful beast, especially in dense air. I'm not going to say or not if I've seen 5,000 feet a minute after takeoff.
Yeah, if you did, you only saw it on a YouTube video or something, not in real world.
Yeah. No, not in real world. But this plane is very, very, very powerful, and it is incredible how well built it is. So I just wanted to say that real quick.
Sweet. Okay, doke. So we'll keep our nav light on for the moment. Wing lights, that's your ice light essentially. Would it be, or just?
Yeah, so it's only on the left side. It's only on the pilot side because remember, this is a single pilot operated aircraft, or at least it's certified to be. And funny enough, in theory, in real life, I should say, it should not be on with the batteries. Right.
Okay.
Right. So in order for it to come on, you have to flip the non-essential bus to override and then turn it on.
And then we should be able to see it.
Yeah, you should be able to see it now. Because it is a non-essential light, right? It's not really all that important. Yep.
And I was just about to say, I found a bug, it doesn't work. No, Murphy didn't read the manual. Look at that! That's deadly. So your non-essential buses need to come on. So you're basically saying to the plane, listen, yeah, I know, but I need to do it.
And it's only that one light. That one light is on the non-essential because it's not important to fly, right? You don't have to have that light to fly. So in case of an electrical failure, your non-essential bus is going to automatically load shed that, right? Anything on the non-essential bus, the second you lose a generator, boom, non-essential bus gets turned off.
Sweet.
And then you start going through pulling circuit breakers. Which one do I not need? A foot warmer? I might need the foot warmer. Is it important? No, but I still want it, so I'm keeping it. You just start pulling circuit breakers to take the electrical load down as much as possible.
Okay, sweet. Right, so over on the right-hand side, we have we have a lot of stuff that deals with cold weather, right? I mean, we can see the boots, we can see prop, we can also see the window heat for right and left, inertial separator, and the probes. So the inertial separator, you spoke to us that on that the last time. So what I'm going to do, we're going to get the camera up close and personal and have a gawk in at the owl inertial separator, right? Because
we figured it out this time, and it is on the battery bus. So now that you have the batteries on, you should be able to do it.
Now for me,
remember it's in front of the nose wheel, so you got to go to the nose wheel. Basically, go to the landing light on the nose wheel, turn around, and look up.
That's
up
right
in
there.
that little in that flap thingy there. Yeah, up inside there.
Sweet. Okay,
Yep.
So for me to get the inertial separator, that should be powered off the battery alone and not one of the non-essentials.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay, so we're going to click on the inertial separator and have a gawk.
And you'll hear it.
You can hear it and you can see it coming down.
Yep, it takes 20 seconds.
Now, the animation, is that correct? Is it staged or is it fluid?
It's technically fluid, but it's flight sim, and so unless it's gear, then it's not gonna, or flaps, it's not gonna be fluid.
Overkill Productions is here. Wasn't he your CFI? He's saying this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know.
Right, okay, well that's cool. I mean, we got the inertial separator showing off, right? And you you'd pretty much use the inertial separator in all conditions except for kind of snow, right?
No. I mean, if I'm icing, I'm gonna open it. So inertial separator is open for startup, taxi, takeoff, descent, landing, taxi, heavy precip, and icing conditions, snow. Because so what happens is the inertial separator is linked to the icing system, and so you open the inertial sep and then you turn on the prop heat. You get put in the pusher ice mode, which tells the pusher, hey, he's flying in icing conditions, which means he could stall sooner than what I think the plane's going to stall at. So I'm going to push 10 knots faster.
All right.
So, and with the heated lip there on the plane that's just happy to be here, that heated lip is heated from the exhaust. So there's constant exhaust flowing through that. So if something on the prop ices up and it breaks off and it goes in there, you want it to get pushed out the inertial sep.
Nice. Okay. I learned something else. You need to be charging me for this or something. I'm learning things. Do you know?
I should be getting paid by FCDS for this. What are you talking about?
Brilliant. All right. Okay. So then we have boots, and the boots. The boots are on the wings,
the
right?
fur?
With the fur,
Sorry.
right?
With the fur, sorry.
The icing boots as opposed to like an anti-ice TKS system kind of thing. So there's boots, right? And
there are boots.
And effectively,
they actually work.
And they work. So it's effectively a membrane on the wing that'll expand at times itself. It's like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, so there's a couple different modes. So the air from the boots comes from like the P2.5 or 2 section of the turbine, something like that. And it's up on the T-tail too. It starts with the T-tail and then it comes down to the wings. So there's 4 sections on a wing for boots. It's inner, lower, inner, upper, outer, lower, outer, upper, and that's the way it does it. And on the tail, it's all one piece. So, and then you have 2 different selections for the boots. You have a 3-minute timer and a 1-minute timer. So 1-minute timer cycles all the boots, waits 1 minute, cycles all the boots, waits 1 minute, cycles all the boots, waits one. It'll keep doing that until you turn it off. 3-minute obviously cycles all the boots, waits 3 minutes, cycles all the boots. Stuff like that. So it's important to think about what kind of icing condition am I in? Do I need to put it to 1 minute? Probably not, unless you're in like some really bad icing, like moderate to heavy. It's like, okay, time to go. Like we need to get an escape route put in place 1 minute and turn on all your anti-ice, and you start talking to ATC about a way out of there. Okay. So, but the boots are super cool. I've seen them used many times. On my very first flight ever in a real PC-12, I actually had to fly up to Vermont in February. It was snowing, and it was my first time flying the plane and landing on a snow runway. And I was like, this is not a great idea, but okay.
That's awesome. So, and the boots in this are modeled, aren't they?
Yes, they are. So and they will be approved upon later, but the boots, yeah. So obviously you need the engine to run for it, but yeah, they inflate a little bit and then they come back in, on the correct schedule as well. And so if you have icing turned on in the sim and you fly through icing, it'll actually get rid of the icing.
I love that. It's almost like it looks like an element underneath the wing canvas almost. I mean, that's what it just pushes up. Yeah. All right, okay, sweet. So we got the boots, right? They were made for walking. Now you also have propeller. Now, what do we mean by propeller?
Oh yeah, we have prop heat.
Prop heat, right? And again,
Yeah, so it uses a lot of battery. It's literally I've seen so many times the mechanics redoing the prop heat, like they just get old and they just tear them off and put them on. They're on there, dude. These guys are like took the whole prop hub, put it on a tire, and they're oh man, I don't envy you guys, but it's literally that piece of rubber there. That's all it is, and then underneath like there's a wire that goes back and forth, and it's basically a heated coil. And the way it works is depending on the temperature. So depending on the temperature outside is depending on how quickly it alternates the heat. I don't know that schedule off the top of my head. It's written in my book, and I don't have my book in the Caribbean because I didn't think I'd use it, and here I am. But the way it heats is it heats for so long, turns off, turns on the other one, turns on, and it just does that. Now, the colder it is, obviously it's going to just keep going constantly. If it's a little warmer, it'll do it, wait like 45 seconds to a minute, and then do it. And so the idea is since the root of the propeller is fatter, right? Because the prop is curved because it keeps the same angle of attack along the entire propeller. That's private pilot stuff. We should all know that, right?
Oh yes. I particularly knew that.
Yes. Right. So the idea is the fattest part of the propeller will catch the most ice. So if you heat that element up, it detaches from the propeller and slides down the propeller, taking anything else with it as it goes.
Nice. Just that's handy.
Centrifugal force.
There you go. Who came up with that idea? It's brilliant. Now this the screen heats.
Isaac
well, that's,
Newton, is that it?
Yeah, the Irish invented him as well. Your window heats. It's pretty much an element we have in our cars, except it's on your windscreen. It's the same idea.
Yeah, they are. There's three of them per. There's 3 sections per windshield. But yes, hence why there's a light and a heavy. Light kind of just turns the entire windshield on. I don't know how much it heats it up. They don't tell us any of that. And then heavy heats up just the. If you look down at the windshield for me real quick, it's the lower section of the windshield. That lower little strip that
little grid in there. Yeah.
That one. Nope, the one on the left. Sorry, the one on the left windshield. That little one. Sorry, I'm delayed, but yeah, the little one on the left, it heats that up only.
Nice. Okay. Those prop heaters, are they like adhesive? Like how do they stick them to the prop? They're adhesive, right? They just stick on.
Oh, it's insane adhesive.
Yeah.
It's like rubber glue or something like that. It's on there.
That's mad.
But they're not patches. No. It's like they have to brush it on, like sand off the old one, make sure it's nice and smooth, put it on there. It's not fun.
Jesus. Okay, so that's heating up the outside, but then we have cooling for inside. Your recirculation fan, cool. Systems fans, and then your vents as well, and these all have different settings as well. So we can turn on your system cooling. Or is that?
Yeah. Do you know where that's located at?
It's beside the other yoke, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's in the hellhole.
The hellhole. Where's that?
Oh, go ahead and for me real quick, Murphy. Open up your checklist. Go to pre-flight. And select your external lights, check, and then hit the little eye next to it.
Internal
It'll
lights.
be like EXT light, external, EXT lights.
Okay.
And then you hit the little eye next to it, and it should put you out. Nope. It has to say check. Nope. It has to say check. External lights, check, not on. It's like the one after it.
Here.
Yes. That should put you out on the wing. And now you just use the same key controls you use in your cockpit to move the camera and you can open the cowling, the fuel filter compartment, and the hellhole in the back.
What? Now, no one.
Yeah,
no,
so however,
hang on now. We'll get here now because no one. If it's set to default bindings, mine wouldn't be default bindings because I'm not default.
it's not.
But I'll figure it out. Hang on there now.
Alright.
External. Where's my button? Not. Sorry. Check this now.
External lights, yeah, check, because you're in walk around mode at that point. You're outside.
Okay, external lights. Check. Out there, you double it. Okay, so there's buttons here we can press, right? So cockpit camera control, which would what's the old one? Like shift 1 or something, isn't it? No, shift control 1.
You physically move the camera, like it's arrow keys, and like if you have a 10 key, maybe or WASD, I don't remember. I haven't done it in a while.
Just use the arrows.
There's that. Yeah, there's that. Now you just need to go forward and back. Alt and try Alt and the arrows. Alt.
Now,
Nope.
anyone
Okay.
else? Hang on. There's got to be a way to do it. There's got to be a way to do it. What if we use like shift? Oh, hang on. Well, jeez, look at that button. So basically, we can open stuff by using the default camera binding. So hang on. Let's make life easy here for the second, and we'll reset what I'm using just so you know.
Oh no.
I'm not telling you to be grand, right? So default. Let's go default now. Jesus, lads, this could be down. Right. So we're saying alt. No,
I think that's what someone said. It's just Alt and then the arrow keys, maybe. We need to move the camera forward towards the tail. Is the goal here? Your chat. Hold on, my mother is texting me. What did I do wrong now? Try WASD. WASD.
Okay, that just brought me back inside.
Oh, well, that's not ideal. All right. Well, sorry, my mama sent me a picture of my kitty cat. Well, you could do what I do is just turn your camera sideways and then hit the right arrow key and do it that way.
Left alt. Yeah, we're trying the old left alt. And damn buttons and damn buttons. Yeah, it's I broke it.
It's all right. Just turn your camera to the left and then hit the right arrow key and slide your camera towards the plane. That's what I do because I don't have anything fancy. Does that make sense?
It should make sense, but yeah, no, it doesn't work on. Just my controls are very different.
Well, anyways, it's in the hellhole in the back, guys. It's basically the air conditioning is basically a a car compressor, AC compressor, driven by another electrically turned generator that turns a belt that turns this compressor.
Where about? Like they're modeled they're modeled, right?
Yeah, so if you go to the back, you should be able to go into the tail, maybe. Just clip through the tail itself. Yeah, there. That's the hellhole. Yeah, there it is. So that tube that goes to that radiator-looking thing, that's the VCCS. You're gonna ask me what the VCCS stands for, and I can't remember.
What does the VCCS stand for?
Yeah, I just can't remember.
Look at that! I didn't know that was there. Why'd you call it the hellhole? Is it because it's like hard to get into?
It's fucking hot. It's hot.
It's warm. It's
hot. It sucks. And then like the VCCS, that corner of the radiator, yeah, that sticks just slightly over the entrance. How many times have I fucking started my day with a bleeding head? Because it is sharp sheet metal.
Oh, right, okay. So that's like, let's not go near there, right? Okay, a lesson learned, lads. The simulated horror is real, right? We stay away from there, right? Okay.
Yeah, so then the engine is modeled as well. So whenever you get those keybinds working, you can actually click on the engine cowling on the front. You could actually do it from the...
Oh, hang on. You just click on the gadget, is it?
Well, from the
drone
back
cam.
To that checklist thing. Yeah, no. From the checklist cam.
Yeah.
You can do it from... Okay, do it that way. Go to the checklist again. Don't change your keybinds.
Yeah.
Just... You can open the cowling and then drone camera into it.
Okay, so...
Vapor cycle cooling system. Yes, that thing.
Right, so where do we do this from? Do we do it from the external lights?
External lights. Always external lights. It puts you out there.
Okay, so all we need to say is...
So then just look at the cowling.
Yeah.
And click the click spot. No, behind the exhaust. Where it says TRA on Tradewin.
You genius! Right, okay, so that's
now go back to your... I try.
Right,
I'm saving the best stuff for your viewers.
I'm after breaking it, but don't worry about it. I'll fix it. Ah, look at this. Ah, Jesus, that's brilliant. Who came up with this plan? Vapor cycle cooling systems. Overkill knows the stuff, doesn't it? Right, do you know what I mean? Look at the detail in here. I didn't even look at this.
Yep. So in time when we do our later updates, you'll actually be able to check the oil level. It's not actually in there yet. You'll actually be able to do a full pre-flight and everything. Like it'll be there.
That's insanely good. I love that. Look at the detail. Oh yeah, we like that. That's awesome. So, okay, right. I figured out now that, yes, there are click spots that can be activated kind of using the fancy drone camera stuff. Right, that's pretty cool. Yep. So, for me to fix this, I just need to press that button, isn't it? No? Yes, no? Oh, okay. It'll be this view. How do we close it?
You have to go back into that.
I'll fix it by pressing the button.
You have to go back into that checklist thing. Everything that has to do with the pre-flight, and then you click the actual cowling piece. Yeah.
Okay, what else opens from out here?
The fuel filter. So look underneath where it says WIND. Just kind of follow that straight down to the bottom of the airplane. It's
in here.
Yep. That's the fuel filter. That's all the fuel lines in the airplane go through that compartment right there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then that little silver thing is the fuel filter. You'll see on there, there's a little red button on there. So what that is that stays flush unless something causes the fuel filter to be bypassed. Then it pops that out, telling us, hey, the fuel is bypassing the filter, which means, hey, next time we're on the ground, it's going to be written up for maintenance. So, yeah, and then that little rod sticking out there, that's actually a maintenance thing. So if they're doing work on the engine and they want to cut off fuel flow, they pull that rod out, and that prevents the door from being shut, so that the door just can't be shut with the fuel cut off.
Ah, right, okay.
And then those are all the fuel lines that go to the engine. So I'm obviously looking for leaks.
Yeah. There's a good few of those. Right, okay. What else can we open? This is fantastic.
The hellhole, but I think that's about it.
Okay, so it was just a hellhole.
Yep.
I want to open...
you can open up the cargo door and stuff.
Oh, look, I was wondering how to do that. Okay, how do you open it, though? Oh, you press it twice. Gotcha.
Click the... Nope.
And then
Yep, there you go.
Oh, look at this. This is brilliant. It's a new plane.
You can actually... In fairness, you can actually open the cargo door from the inside. You can just find the click spots. So...
Nice.
And there's a sound associated with that was recorded from the actual plane of opening and closing the door and all that fun stuff. So
awesome. That's deadly. That's really, really good. I didn't even know this stuff was there. It's right. Do you know what I mean? You're a genius.
And then if that little bottle that you're looking at, that's the hydraulics accumulator. So that's what holds the pressure for the hydraulics, which is the gear. You would look at that, and it's kind of just there now, but later it will actually be added with an arrow and the pressure and stuff like that.
Right, okay. Dude, that's awesome. The detailing in here is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Like you can zoom in on the labels and everything.
Yeah. You can read everything. That's awesome, man. That's brilliant. Loving that. On both sides? Jeez.
And then I know it's like a small little detail, but like in the back seats of the actual seats.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to get him a picture. I'll have to get him. Oh wait, no, that's it. That's the actual data plate from that plane. The back seat, those good speed magazines, that's actually our magazine. The seat back card, that's actually our seat back card.
No way.
Yeah.
That's deadly.
And you can see in some seats it's flipped backwards, it's standing straight up, like. And soon, it didn't make launch, but there will be a cooler in the back, just like how we actually have it in real life. There's a cooler in the back that people just help themselves to. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then some of these have jacks. They have a toilet. Some of them.
Well, they're just the executive setup. The commuter setups do not. Hence why we have all that space in the back, because we do not have a toilet.
Toilets are overrated anyway. I mean, who needs them, right? Do you know what I mean? But yeah. Look at the detail there, man. That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, you can go to see all of the all of the plaques, everything there. You know what the area I haven't checked is the actual brakes, but I haven't looked at those. So, but yeah, everything's there. All the little stickers that say like ooh, that looks good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The stickers for like, hey, the lip is hot, don't touch it, type of thing, you know.
I'm loving that. I'm loving that. It's cool. Yeah, we need to get an Irish Air Corps livery for these because they use they use the what ones are they using? The NG, I think. But it's stunning yoke, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's brilliant news. So I need to know. James, I better close this stuff. You know what I mean? They'll be giving out to us if we don't close it. So,
you can yeah, the hellhole you'll have to close from the that camera. But nope, click that pan. There you go.
There we go. Right, okay, sweet. So back inside we go, and James, my batteries are really running down now. This is awesome.
How long are flights typically? Just depends. When we're doing like commuter setup, they're usually only an hour. Because we use the commuter setup for our shuttle flights that people can buy tickets on. So it's like San Juan to St. Bart's, anything in the Caribbean really that's around that area, because it's only an hour, not even an hour, 50 minutes to St. Bart's from San Juan in our plane. And, White Plains, Teterboro to Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard. What's the other place? Newport, Rhode Island. So, yeah, it's not terrible. And we use it for like when people like say they have a lot of luggage, like golf trips. God, I hate golf bags with a passion, but I would want to do it in this plane because you have all that space in the back.
Nice. Right, okay, so yeah, turn off the L systems cooling. Passenger, no smoking and seatbelt signs. There's no audio thing for that, but it is shown obviously on the panel in the back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so some would have a panel, some would have a little screen, or there'd be a little kind of
actually the commuter doesn't have the lights. I'm like, a guy made me think there for a minute. I'm like, no, the commuter setup doesn't actually have lights.
For that. Okay. Right, what else? Okay, so we got heating, and we can get into the environmental controls, but you also have the oxygen system, right? Now, is this, when you're setting it up, I mean, you're doing this as part of your, before you leave, you're going to put in whatever altitude you're going to be cruising at, and like, do you turn oxygen on after engine startup usually, or it's only when you're like the master switch goes on?
You do that during pre-flight.
Okay, that's your pre-flight.
Yeah,
sweet.
So you turn that on during your pre-flight. Sorry, I was responding to 6 pings from people. So yeah, I wanted to make sure no one was dying. You turn the oxygen on for pre-flight and the passenger oxygen. So that oxygen turns the oxygen from the bottle up to the plane.
Okay.
Good thing. But that only goes to the masks for the pilots. So now you need to actually, if you really care enough, to give oxygen to the passengers. You do that on the left side where you set the gust lock.
Mm-hmm.
There's that little cubby, and that little dial needs to point straight up. Yeah, that's for automatic. So when the cabin automatically detects that it's above, I think it's 10,000 feet, it automatically flips open the latch dial thing inside there and sends oxygen to the masks in the back.
Okay. Nice touch. All right, okay. Cabin temperature is actually modeled because it's getting warmer. We can see that.
Yeah, so it is modeled. There are a few things with it that we're still working on, but it is there.
Sweet. I love it, man. I love it. All right, okay. So what else? Cabin heating and foot heating goes without saying. It turns on the vents. Again,
most planes don't even have that, to be honest with you. That's an option.
Really?
Because in all honesty, the ECS, the air that comes from the engine that pressurizes the aircraft, it's temperature controlled as well down by the CPCS. So I know I'm spitting out acronyms, and you're like, sure.
Hey, okay.
The cabin pressure controller down by the first officer's yoke, left side of it. You can control the temperature of what it comes out at. You can either put it all the way hot or cold. And if you want that air, obviously it's coming out of the engine. It's going to be hot. It goes through a heat exchanger, many channels, and then goes back into the cabin. It actually comes out pretty cool. I made the mistake one day. It was winter in the Northeast. I set it all the way hot, started the airplane. 10 minutes later, I was burning my face off.
A great way to learn a system, melted face.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Melted face, exactly. So,
it's It's freaking awesome.
Fantastic.
So what I think I'm going to do next, right? Because we've kind of covered the overhead, right? And the systems that go with it. And it is cool the way you can say, look, simple click of a button. You turn on the battery bus. These are all the systems it's going to be powering, which is awesome. You can see the same with the generators as well, which is handy.
Yep.
And then over on this side, a little bit different because that's where your Gen 1s are going to be, and then your non-essential bus is here as well. So that's all pretty sweet. So what I'm thinking of doing, I might just start up the engine, right? And we'll have a quick look maybe just at the engine information system, monitor, this thing.
Sorry, I had... Oh, the EIS, yes.
EIS, yeah.
I call it the engine information system. Whether that's correct or not, I don't know, but that's what I call it.
Sweet. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to power up this machine, and let's see what happens, right? So quick check before I break anything. Condition lever is off. Throttle is idle. Beacon light to let them know we're going to start doing things that make things turn. And fuel pumps...
Oh, you know what we completely forgot to talk about electrically?
Ah.
The EPS, the emergency power system.
Why didn't we talk about that?
Because it's down by the yoke.
Right, so
it's on the right side of the yoke.
It's over by here. So effectively, if it's armed, it's off, or you can put it into test mode. This is it pretty much acts as like another master switch, kinda, doesn't it?
Well, okay, so if you look on the left side, it's the left side circuit breakers, left quadrant of that, very bottom to the right. I think that's where it's at. No, top right. Sorry, top right. EPS is, I think, is in the top right power. It only powers two things. It powers what we call the peanut gyro and the light according to it. So your standby artificial horizon, it powers the motor, it powers that gyro and the light for it. That's it. It's the only thing it powers.
Wow.
So in case you have a complete engine failure, electrical failure, worst case scenario, you're still going to have a way to tell, am I upside down or am I right side up? I don't know.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's play with that. So if we start her up, it powers one of the screens, or is it?
No. Just all the way on the left, you have your artificial horizon.
Yes.
All the way on the left.
Yeah.
No, all the way on the left. The actual analog one.
Yeah, this one here. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got. Yeah. Sorry, I'm delayed. Yeah, so it only powers that and the light associated to that. That's it. So if you turn it on, you can actually hear the gyros start spinning.
Oh, nice.
Without the batteries. You got to turn the batteries off because the battery feeds the EPS so that the EPS is always charged. So that's my apologies.
Now, standby bus, turn that off as well, or do you need that on?
Yep. Everything goes off.
Okay, so let's have a listen.
So you can hear the gyro start spinning down, and then if you flick it on, you'll hear it rev back up.
That is so cool. And it's just that one little system.
Yeah, that's it. It's just that.
So we can see the flag saying it's off, but also the light. That's freaking cool.
Yep. Super important.
That's so cool. I like that. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Right. Okay.
So I didn't mean to interrupt your start phase. I'm so sorry.
It's quite. Listen, it's fine. You know, it's these are the things. My voltages are low, so fuel pumps, they don't go to auto. They actually turn those on.
No. They stay at auto.
They stay on auto.
No.
So why?
Because the system will automatically turn them on.
Okay. And
so why your question, I'm guessing, was why would they even have the option to turn them on?
Correct.
All right. So in a fuel imbalance situation, the system automatically, if they are more than 3 LCD segments or more, I think it's 76 pounds.
Okay.
Or 70. I think it's 76 pounds. Difference between the two tanks, it'll kick one of the fuel pumps on. Let's say your left side is low, your right side's high. It'll kick on the right fuel pump, pulling more fuel out of the right, and it spits it back out into the left. So that way it's pulling more to spit it back into the left tank. But if you have a catastrophic issue, for instance, you have a leak in your left wing, right? And it's trying to feed, and sometimes it just can't do it. After so much, the system will just shut off. It'll say, all right, your 5 segments, I'm not even going to bother anymore. I can't repair this. So what you can do to help buy yourself some more time is turn it on to try and slow down that flow. So
they thought
but
of
for the most part, Yeah, but for the most part, and they're cool. The fuel pumps are cool. You have two mechanical fuel pumps that actually spin, and then you have motive flow. The PC-12 has motive flow fuel pumps. So you know a Venturi, right? Because it's a wing. Venturi both sides. Same thing with the fuel, right? It gets pushed through a high pressure, low pressure. Well, guess what? You just created a vacuum. So now that motive flow is pushing the fuel and pulling it at the same time to the engine.
Wow.
So that way you're not using actual turning fuel pumps to supply the fuel.
That's really handy. And what's the advantage, I suppose? Better efficiency.
No moving parts.
No moving parts. Dude, that's awesome. Right, okay. So they stay on auto. The ignition also on auto or on?
Yep, it is on auto. You can test it and listen to it, make sure it works. But other than that, when you hit the starter button, it automatically comes on, and you can hear it come on.
And that's the as
Yep, that's the. It's like when you're trying to start the grill.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Nice. Okay, so at this stage, we're pretty much going to hit the starter.
Hello there.
Because fuel is off, so we'll hit the starter, and then let's see what happens. Look at the draw on the amps just for the starter.
Yep.
Okay, so prop spinning. What were we saying? NG 13 or something?
13, yes.
Okay, the sounds of this are amazing.
Just to give you an idea, I was flying a single battery Legacy 3 days ago to St. Bart's. The photo of my office I sent you, and I started it. We even had external power. It still was a minus 300 amp draw for the starter.
What? 300 amps?
Yep.
Yikes. Okay, so we have a good start. Now, when you keep it in, well, you pretty much keep it in kind of ground idle, right?
Yep, until you're going to take off.
Until you're going. Okay, sweet. So everything here is auto. Everything here is looking good. Now, the pusher test we can do now, but I got to get my generators on and avionics and all that.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute. You're still running off batteries here.
Yeah. Okay, so generators first and then avionics. That'd be a fair assumption?
Yep. So Gen 1, Gen 2, avionics 1, avionics 2, standby bus off. And then you can turn the air conditioning on so that it's 30 degrees.
Standby bus, and then cooling. And we have it on high. You can hear the fans. I love that. All right, I love that. Okay, so such a beautiful machine, this, isn't it? Okay.
You can turn the ECS on too. Well, we're not actually going for a flight, are we? We're just starting it up and talking about things. Or
We're
are
just
we actually
starting
going
it
to take off?
No, we're just we're going to fly next week. That's the plan.
A tease.
Total tease, right? Total tease. Right, so ECS and pusher. So ECS is looking to be turned on.
Yep, so auto.
So it needs to go to auto. Where am I looking for here?
Right side, left knee of the co-pilot, right next to the CPCS system.
It's down here, isn't it? Oh, on.
Yep, right of the warning messages.
Sorry. Auto.
You're okay. Auto. Yes, and then flaps 15. You have to be in flaps 15 to do the pusher test.
Okie doke. Flaps 15 are set. Okay, so.
Perfect.
So just explain to me the pusher test. What are we doing?
Well, you're testing the stall protection system. So, the pusher system is ran by essentially two computers. We have two AOA vanes out there, right, out on the wings, and they talk to separate computers, and then the two computers talk. Now, if you start getting in a situation where the computer reads the temperature, the speed, the AOA, the engine setting, it takes all these into account, and it's like, well, are we going to let me turn the light on. It's really bright. Hold on. Are we? Ow, my knee!
Mind your knee, will you? I felt that as well.
That's not funny. Oh. All right.
Medic!
Sorry. All right. So medic. All right. Oh God. Watch my knee this time. So it reads all these. Both of these computer reads all these actual things that are going on to that. There's a moth in my kitchen. Actual things that are happening, and if one says push, one says I don't need to. Your pusher cause will come up, and you're in trouble. Or if both of them say I agree, let's push, the pusher system activates, right? So that's a very, very layman's terms. That's what this is. But for the
works.
pusher test, what we're going to do, we're pushing the pusher button up top as I'm pushing where it is in real life, because I've done this a couple times. You push the button, right? And you jerk the throttle forward and back real quick to simulate the throttle going past 5 psi. And then in real life, we grab the yoke with our other hand, pull it back, and it's going to, I probably shouldn't do that on the internet. It's going to shake a couple times, and then it's going to actually push like that. And then you push the pusher interrupt button on the yoke, and then it stops. And then you can move the yoke back and forth to show that you can interrupt the system. Because sometimes, and this happened to me on my one of my sim sessions, the pusher can inadvertently activate. So in a case, it's at a situation where, like, if you're going in with an engine out situation, you're landing somewhere and you start getting slow and start flaring, and you don't want it to push you into the ground. So you push and hold that and do that. Your pusher interrupt button is still pushed in, by the way. That's why it's not activating again.
So just on that, that's a push. So when it's in, the pusher's activated. It's waiting for that test. To activate it, just open and close your throttle a little bit, and she starts freaking out.
Yep, the stick shaker starts, and then the pusher starts. And if I remember correctly, I think the pusher, it's a counterweight system. It's like some 80 foot-pounds of pressure on the horizontal stabilizer. So then that translates to the yoke. So, and I have tried. I cannot overpower this thing.
Really?
No, you cannot overpower this, no matter how much you try.
Jesus. Okay. So interrupt that, turn off the pusher, and then all should be well in the realm. Sweet. Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so we can clear that cast. Do you know what I've just noticed now, right? And this is all about little details. But the cabin door clip is still open. That's how embarrassing. How embarrassing.
The handle? Yeah.
That's just like, lose your pilot license. So I'll go back and fix that really quick, because I'm an idiot.
You should be able to click it from inside the cabin.
The external one?
Yeah. You can just... Yeah.
I need to find
the
that
cargo door. You can.
I just need to find the click spot. So we'll be back here somewhere.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of see through the door and imagine where the click spot is.
Be around here. Oh, look, there it is. Okay, sweet. Right, okay, that's sorted. All right, okay, so that's our pusher test done. Now, I'm still getting the pusher sign on me cast. Why is that?
Because your pusher button's still pushed in on the left side.
Okay, we're out there. It's on me. Right, okay.
Yeah, your pusher interrupt is still pushed in on the yoke, so. But, the funny stories I learned actually a couple weeks ago, our old procedure for going into St. Bart's is we had to hold the pusher interrupt the entire approach. I guess one day the CEO scared himself, and that was no longer a procedure.
Oh, right. Hang on, the boss is here beside me. She's about to give out, yes?
Of course.
Plugged in spare battery for the drill.
She brought in the drill. And you plugged in the spare battery for the drill. Thank you very much.
But I don't know whether to leave that battery.
Yeah, no, I'll look after it.
Is it okay to be charging?
Oh, yeah. I'm working in me. Good night. I'm working in me mad cave tomorrow, and we have the drill battery on charge. And then I go on charge, right? It's all going to happen together. Right, so let me see. Have to do it again. So the pusher switch is still on the cast, hasn't come off yet, but we worry about that later. It's fine. All is well.
Is your co-pilot pusher button in? What's going on?
No. Jesus, I've just appeared to someone. No.
Oh, you pushed the headrest. Okay, so we'll troubleshoot that here in a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, you did it out of sequence. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. Trust me to break it. Stop pressing. Jesus, that's dangerous. You need to get your camera positions right. Otherwise, you're going to click the head and you appear inside someone's face. Did you ever see Face Off? Right. Okay. So that's
I did actually.
It's a great movie. Look at this. The temperature in the cabin has dropped because we have the cool air. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So for our last trick, because we cover some ground here tonight, but for our last trick, right? Let me see. Well, the autopilot is a lot, but we want to have a look at the engine information system. This guy here, because it's more than just doing a test. I mean, we can press the test and it'll do all its wonderful things, and the graphics and animations, well, they look beautiful, but like, this is something that you would be using quite a bit. I mean, you're monitoring your fuel, you're monitoring your temperature. It's also giving you some electrical information. Your time is in it, and so on and so forth. So
Yeah, so it actually provides a lot of useful information. Hello, SimWorks Studio in chat. So it gives you your torque, your ITT, your NG. It gives you your RPM of your propeller, the fuel quantity, outside air temperature, your endurance at the power setting you're at with the amount of fuel you have on board. And then obviously your generators, engine oil and oil pressure, oil temperature and oil pressure, words. So this is something cool is this is an LCD screen. They're each individual LCD screens. They, and we know from being gamers, LCD screens go bad.
Okay.
So let's say, weirdly enough, your entire top row of lights stopped working. Oh no, I can't read what my engine is doing. What do I do? Pilatus came up with something like that. Go ahead and hit the menu button for me there, Murph.
Menu button pressed. Oh, look! The top screen information has moved.
It has.
Holy crap, it actually
You now
did.
have lost... Yeah, it did. You lose your endurance, and your outside air temperature, but what's more important is knowing what your aircraft is doing.
Okay, so our detail is up on the top screen at the moment. I hit the menu button. They kind of turn off, and then it comes up here. Because they are the most important, right?
Hello there.
Yep.
That's really handy.
So, and then since we're on the second row, we'll talk a little bit about fuel. So fuel, you got your quantity there, right? It tells you how much in pounds you have. And then you have your fuel quantity as in according to how much fuel is in the tanks. So the fuel quantity, that is actually measured by little sensors along the wing underneath the fuel tank. When you push, in real life, you push and hold that fuel reset button. What it's doing is all those sensors are weighing the fuel tank, and then it displays that total number there for you. That total number then gets put in relation to how much it is onto the fuel quantity, the gauges. So you always trust the fuel number, but never the fuel gauge, because you have a little bit less than half a tank, but that doesn't tell you how much fuel you'll have. So it's really unreliable, right? The fuel per hour gauge is your power setting with, minus the fuel that you have, and it tells you how much you've used. It's a rough number. In real life, that really changes, because after you start, you're supposed to reset the fuel again, because the calculator only calculates based on the engine power setting that it's doing. And obviously, when you're starting that engine, it's getting faster and faster and faster and faster, and it's not actually burning the number that it's calculating. It's kind of like a graph it's looking at. So we reset it, and it resets our fuel for us. And endurance, like I said, just goes off of how much fuel you have at what you're burning, and you get your endurance in time, which is really nice, because when ATC asks how much fuel you have, they really ask for how much time you have in the air.
Even the smallest input on the throttle, that changes so fast.
Everything.
So it's awesome. I'm loving that, man. That's deadly. And then what's the store button? Why would you use it? And overkill is gone. We'll see you soon, overkill. The store button.
The store button. Okay, so with Series 10s and up legacies, one of the things that you do with these engines is you have to do engine trend monitoring. So there's some planes we do that are manual. On our iPad, you take the information down. You put down what the ITT is, what your NG is, the outside air temperature, RPMs, and oil pressure. And basically what you're doing is every time you do a flight, it's storing this data so you can see what your engine is trending and how it's performing, right? Series 10 and older, or Series 10 and newer, sorry, it does it automatically. Every once in a while, I don't know if it'll work. Push the store button for me. See if a little green light that says store
we got
pops up. Okay, sweet. So in real life, I've actually had to use this. I would look at the engines and be like, something doesn't look right. Or like, oh, it was one of the planes that has like a dying motor in it because it has like over 5,000 hours on it, and the owner refuses to buy a new motor. Imagine spending $10 million on an aircraft and not wanting to maintain it.
The horror.
Yeah. So, if we see something that's not right, we hit that store button, and it records so much stuff more than what we see. It records every single sensor that is on the aircraft, every single numeral, everything gets stored into an event log for the mechanics to look at.
Nice.
That's what the store button's for.
That's awesome. And then beneath that, you can't really see it. Chip. That's a critical holy crap moment.
That's bad. That is actually a sensor in the accessory gearbox, which is cool. So, the PT6, the most reliable. If I go out on a limb and say the most reliable turboprop jet engine ever made. But so you got to think it's an actual turbine, right? It's spinning at roughly 30 to 31,000 RPMs on the inside. Well, how is the propeller being spun at 1,700 RPMs then? At the very back of the engine, there is a planetary gearbox that reduces it down from 31,000 RPMs to 1,700 RPMs. Insane mathematics and like just mind-boggling. So let's say something's going wrong, or it's low on oil and the gearbox, or something doesn't happen right, and it starts shredding the gears. Well, there's actually a detector inside that bottom of the gearbox. When it goes down, the oil gets pumped up and around. It's actually looking for metal, and it's a magnet type material that it tracks the metal, and once it covers it so much, it sends that chip, which means, hey, your propeller's probably about to die.
Wow. So that's bad. We don't ever see that.
Very bad. That is hey, there's an airport. We're going there. Emergency descent.
Wow. Right. Okay. That's awesome, and it's in it as well. It's mad to see the complexity with what I'd refer as it's a general aviation plane. It's nice, a bit of systems or whatever, but like there's quite a lot going on here. And SWS have nailed it because everything works. It's cool. Like it's to see it kind of operate and to see where that is, and the fact that you being a real world pilot, you're able to refer to this and say, see that, but yeah, click that button. Like it's mad when you think about it. I mean, that's how close this is, right?
It's funny because like people the pilots are cool. Mechanics are wild. Like I've done like where they had to check the engine. Those guys, like we follow procedure, turned it on nicely. Nah, not those guys. Batteries, starter. Oh, it's at 900. It's fine. It didn't hit 1,000 yet. Like they do not care, because they're the ones who have to fix it. So those guys are wild and know these planes inside and out. And I've obviously reverted to them for help with understanding a system like the pusher system. You used to be able to just start it with the engine not running. That's not a thing. And I actually had a call with one of my favorite mechanics and call with Alex. And he was listening, and he told me that the whole process, that everything is needed to do a pusher system, and when they have to test it, they have to jerry-rig the engine to lie to the computer to make it think that it's running. Like whole-blown, like pump up the hydraulic lines, and inflate the air lines with an air compressor to make the engine think it's actually going.
Right, jeez. That's insane. Awesome. Catbat9 here. Catbat, good to see you. He's going, notice a transparent object over the GTN 750. They are aware of it. They're actually, there's a workaround. I think they'll deploy it soon.
So we there's a couple issues. Is the GTN won't show up. It's one of the issues. We have a fix for that. So if you're in the SWS Discord and want that fix, create a ticket and we'll just give it to you. You just have to put some text in a file and it's done. The film thing, that is a little bit deeper and wasn't there 2 days ago. Yay. But it'll be fixed, I say, within the next day or two, to be completely honest with you. They probably already have the fix, and they're just making sure nothing else massive is going to break before they put out this hot patch.
Sweet. Okay. Me last question for you, because next week we're going to
boy.
get into the operations, be it on the ground, in the air, but also managing the engine, right? But to give us a kind of a taster into what all that shall entail, I love seeing a button that says manual override. It gives me all the power, right? So a use case for turning on the manual override, and be very careful when you turn it on. What are you actually telling the aircraft, or what is the aircraft?
Oh my sweet Jesus! You did not just do that.
No, I didn't. I only moved it a fraction. I heard it rev up and then I brought it back again. It's totally fine, right? Come here. That chip light is coming on there. But a use case for that.
Engine.
A use case for that.
That is very, very, very bad, like, scenario of if the fuel system stopped working, like the throttle to the engine moving. There's a lot of moving parts. If the fuel, it's called like the FMU, fuel management unit, something like that. It's a freaking witchcraft box that manages how much fuel goes into the engine by air.
Right.
No idea how they came up with that. But so in the worst case scenario, that thing fails. That MOR is a direct link to the fuel bellows, which is literally just like these two cylinders slid in with each other that have holes, and you push it up and down and it spins, telling how much fuel to go in and out of it based on air. I don't know how, based on air. And that is, so if you start noticing like your engine dying, like you're in cruise, you're doing whatever, and all of a sudden your NG starts doing this, what you're doing is jamming the throttle forward and back, looking for any reaction. Nothing. You grab that MOR and shove it forward at least like a quarter of the way. And if it doesn't, and you don't see it start rising back up, you keep pushing it forward and forward and forward. What you're doing is you're manually just pushing fuel into the engine. You're trying to save the engine from dying, right? Because it's not getting fuel. That MOR, that's what that does. That manually pushes fuel in there. In real life, it is very, very, very laggy. So you push it in there and you kind of just wait to see if it introduces enough fuel or too much fuel. So yeah, that's a very bad scenario, and I hope to God I never have to use it or try and land with it, because that would be just a nightmare.
And would you ever have to? Is that something like a pilot would have to test, or is that pretty much ground crew or mechanics to say, yeah?
There is no. That's it's literally a rod from that lever to the fuel bellows. It is a direct rod. It is purely mechanical.
Okay. Good to know. Basically, don't touch the button. Yeah, right.
Yeah, don't touch it. But like, it's funny because if someone gets bored, there's a lot of Pilatus PC12 test videos from when they were doing the testing for it. Nice. And one of the videos is the test pilot testing the MOR, and he went to do it, pushed it too far forward, shot the ITT up to like 1,070, instantly fried the motor. That engine's gone. He brought it back down, but he burnt that motor. It was gone.
He's now working at the local 7-Eleven, but it was a great ride, right? It was a great ride. That engine.
It was a fun ride.
But come here, this works in the plane. Have a listen if I do a button, right? Listen now. I nearly tipped over the plane. It works in the plane. It's great to see there's something else that works. Do you know? Once I haven't broken the entire plane, but no, yeah, we're good. Right, well, on that potential bombshell, next week we're going to be looking at the operation of the aircraft, as in ground operations, taxiing, takeoff, climbing, cruising, descending, and then landing. It's all about learning the, I suppose the hints and tips from the hand flying element of the aircraft. Captain Gaiman, your time again has been absolutely brilliant. SWS, have a check in the post. It'll be with you in a couple of weeks. And thank you very, very much indeed for joining us, man. Come here. What are you doing this week? Are you going anywhere nice?
Let's take a look. Hold on. Before, let's go take a look. I know tomorrow I'm doing Virgin Gorda. So I'm doing the British Virgin Isles tomorrow. Nice. Let's see. What's this? St. Bart's. It's just St. Bart's. What's
just St.
Isla Grande. That's San Juan. Yeah. Nope, just St. Bart's. Oh, wait. What's that? VC Bird Antigua. Doing Antigua this week as well.
It's a hard old station, isn't it? I mean, life's tough, like. Listen, it'll be grand. I'll be thinking of you now when I'm painting me walls or, you know, building things. And
Putting a sunset in the back.
yeah, that's the one. That's the one, you know. But listen, thank you very, very much indeed. Like it's so great to get the perspective of a real world pilot for anything in Microsoft Flight Sim, but it's super duper getting it here for PC12, which is a brand new aircraft for us to kind of learn and kind of really delve into it a lot more. I've learned a ton of stuff tonight, as I'm sure as a lot of people here. And for your time, dude, thank you so much indeed. It's awesome.
Of course. Anytime. I love being here. I love helping the community. And please, for the love of God, people, read the manual before you come to me. Thank you. Love you all.
But here's the challenge now. Read the manual, but like, quote, paragraph 7, page 16, about 3.5 inches down. What did you mean by that sentence?
Yeah, exactly. Blame Matt.
Blame Matt. Brilliant. All right, Captain Gavin, dude, thank you so much indeed, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Take care. All the best. Brilliant. Right, buttons need to be pressed over here, Murph. You're doing very well. That's the wrong button. Yes. So, Captain Cayman, fantastic, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. And, well, he's an absolute gent for helping us along. So now, friends, we're going to move on to something else. Now, why aren't my buttons working? Jesus. My buttons are working. Have them over here. So what we're going to do now, we're taking a look at something very new to the simulator. And this, friends, is a first look at an upcoming F-14 Tomcat, which has been developed by Heatblur Simulations and India Foxed Echo. Ooh, he says. So we're just going to find it, load it in, and let's see what happens. If my sim crashes, I'll have to fix it. But let's have a look. Jesus, how many of these do I have? And which one is it? Balls. F-14. I think it's that devil there. Is it? I think it is. I'll know about the liveries. Yeah, it's this one. Sweet. Okay. And I suppose we could maybe not go there. Let's go somewhere kind of, you know. How's the sim update working, lads, in terms of the owl live map pack and the devil? Is it all right or not all right or doing a thing? Right, let's see what happens here. If we load it in. Let's see what happens here, right? It's the A and the B. Yeah. Dragon had 2 CTDs in it. Oh, really? Beat the Jesus. Right, okay. Right, so eyes on this thing. It's an aircraft currently in development. We have a release date. And, well, tonight we're going to give it an air blast to see what it can do. So you'll have to bear with me now. I do have a little installation quick start guide here that I'm going to be referring to. It's not necessarily a review. It's to give you guys an idea of what you can expect from the upcoming release of the F-14. Right. Now, let me see. Welcome to the F-14 Tomcat. The aircraft is a supersonic 2-place twin-engine swing-wing air superiority fighter designed and manufactured by Grumman Aerospace Corporation. In addition to its primary fighting role, carrying missiles, Sparrow and her Sidewinder, also an internal 20mm gun, the aircraft is designed for fleet air defence, Phoenix missiles and ground attack, general purpose and precision ordnance missions. The rendition for Microsoft Flight Simulator is designed to be, within the limits of the sim, a realistic and complete rendition of the iconic aircraft. Alrighty then. Now you'll have to bear with me now for a second. Because as you could have imagined, right? As you could have imagined, well, I need to kind of do the thing with the yoke. So let's start off at the outside, lads. Is that fair enough? As we're looking at this thing here. Now, it is an F-14. You've all seen an F-14 before. We know what they look like. However, this one, well, we're really looking forward to it because, as I said, Heatblur are behind this one along with India Foxed Echo, right? The terrain is almost as orange as Murph. Well, orange. Hey, Hammy is here. Good to see Hammy. So what do we think from the externals? It's just to give you kind of a quick kind of overview to what we're all about here. The aircraft, it's not released, so it's not kind of finished, if you know what I mean. Get me lighting right so we can kind of see what we're looking at. Here we go. So, a Tomcat. What do we think? Visually? Pretty nice. Yes. It's very nice. Now, if we want to get very, very, very up close and personal, just to see kind of the level of detail that, you know, we can look at here, well, let's go in and inspect it. So there's plenty of detail going on. Textures, they're fairly sharp. All the clips, all the, Jesus, the dirt and grime and everything. It's class looking, isn't it? So, in terms of what we've seen on some aircraft and how close we can actually get to it, but definitely from a little bit further back, it looks very, very impressive. Jesus, look at the detail in there, look. It's almost as stunning as Mr. Hoppy, you remain in the will. Brilliant. Like there's all sorts of stuff going on here, look. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Air intakes, look at this. All the munition stores or the ordnance locations. Yes. Looks very, very nice indeed. And it's going to be about, well, what can we expect in terms of how does it fly, how does it look and feel, and what are the features going to be like. All right. So we can see, like, there's plenty going on, right? So let's have a look. Welcome to the cockpit. And well, let's get a bit of familiarization going on here at the moment. So this is the A variant. Again, you can see the textures inside. Everything's looking nice and sharp. Left-hand side, we can see it has that wear and tear look to it. It's fantastic, isn't it? Right, throttle, that's your wing sweep. Throttle switches, flaps, very good. Park and brake, landing gear, hydraulics, nose strut for carrier operations, fuel tank, ITT, RPM, radar altitude. Moving across the top then, your gun sight. There's a fair bit going on here in terms of buttons that we can press and click. Your tail hook, you have your displays that can come on, you have your annunciator panel, you have your electrical panel, generators and so on, air conditioning. Moving further back then, don't know what that does. BTR control panel doesn't seem to be modeled. That's left blank. And then we have lights. So with any kind of with any sort of kind of pre-release first look aircraft, if there's stuff you see that looks kind of weird or wonderful or broken, well, we'll let the developer know. They're still working on this. So this is not a final representation of what the final build is. Do you know what I mean? But the texture work from a distance is insane. From a distance. If you get very, very close to it, from what I can see, in places, well, that's pretty sharp there now, to be honest. But it you know, if you get in very close in places, it looks a little bit kind of over here, for example, right? So there are a couple of lines on it, but it has that, like, it has the whole, this thing has been used, and you know what I mean? It's in no way clean at all, right? So let's have a look now. Reference documentation. There's actually some DCS tutorials you can look at if you wish to get yourself up and running, right? Now, let me see. So we have a click spot here. This is Jester. So the aircraft comes with Jester, right? So aircraft servicing, ground crew. So let's see. Toggle external electrical power. Sure.
Okay.
Right? Repair all damages and refuel the aircraft.
Roger that.
Wheel chocks. Miscellaneous options and cheat modes. Radar will show any sim object without limitation. The Eye of Sauron. Toggle Jester voice messages and toggle non-SDK arrestor hooks. Don't worry about that for the moment. So from outside, you can see the chocks are in place and we have external power. Right? I flew with his old man. Brilliant. Inertial navigation system alignment and destination. Inertial navigation waypoint, we can turn it on or off. INS. INS not aligned. So let me see. Set home base, set waypoint, force alignment.
Aligned and ready.
Set TACAN channel or the TACAN ICLS. Jesus, lads, look at the amount of stuff in this thing. Holy crap. Change TACAN band. Okay, so that's navigation. Tactical information display. Go with that. Select radar antenna beam. What? Radar mode.
Roger that.
Pulse Doppler search. Search. Rain search mode. This is all like weapon control system is on standby. Weapon control system? Radios, aircraft loadout and configuration. Now we're talking. External fuel tanks. Let's get a couple of weapons in here and some fuel tanks.
Roger.
Well, hello. Already this looks dangerous, right? What else do we want here? Aircraft servicing, select and execute assisted start. So checklist, automatic startup procedure. Will we go for it?
Roger. ICS comm check. Can you hear me?
Let's have a listen. I can hear you. Wait now. Checklist. Abort or start. Option 7.
I'm aborting startup.
Okay, so hang on a second. Does it want me to talk? Voice assisted aircraft starter procedure. What?
Okay. ICS comm check.
Where's me push to talk button? Check. Check. Check.
All right, you good? Okay. Check landing gear indication extended and transition light off.
Check.
Select LTS on master test switch and verify all lights illuminate.
Check. Check? Yeah, we're good. So you got to talk to us. So master test switch, set lights, check all lights. So master test switch, set to LTS. Hang on a second. Master test switch, set to LTS. Where the hell is that? Where's that? Who's in charge? Hang on now, Flo. Get over there for a minute. So it's saying here, master test switch, set LTS, check all lights are illuminated. So it should be below the annunciator panel.
Captain, I believe I speak for everyone here, sir, when I say to hell with our orders.
Yeah, we're good. Listen to those engines spool. Yeah, no. The rotary dial on the right console. A rotary dial. So this one here. LTS.
Select fire dead X on master test selector and verify left and right fire go lights illuminate.
Sweet lamb of Jesus, this thing is doing the stuff, isn't it? Master test switch set to fire and check left and right fire go switches. So this guy down here, you got to click it and then move it.
Next, select INST on master test selector and verify that engine, fuel, wing sweep, and alpha instruments are working.
Okay. Instruments.
Arm ejection seat.
Arm the ejection seat. It's down here. Don't eject whatever you do, Murphy. Ejection seats arm. How do we arm them, fellas? Up at the back. Oh yeah, the head. Back here, isn't there? Pre-check. Oh, there's Jester there behind us, look. Danger. Do not pull the big switch. At the very top.
Next, close canopy.
Jesus, this is hilarious. Canopy handle is closed.
Set gun rate, Sidewinder cool off, missile prep off, missile mode normal on ACM panel.
ACM panel, set gun rate and rounds, cool off, missile prep. Jesus.
Okay, make sure emergency storage jettison push button light is out.
This is cool.
Make sure ladder light is off. Alright, ready to start.
Okay.
Set air source to off. Set hydraulic transfer pump to off.
Reading the manual would be handy, but sure, where's the fun in that? Jester is just as big as Egypt as I am. Pretty cool to see it though, isn't it? If I can power this up without reading the manual, I'm just saying. Set hydraulic transfer pump switch to off, so the guard needs to come up, right? What's that now? Fuel. Get a load of this guy. Hydraulic stuff is down here, isn't it? Guard manual preset. Inlet, throttle, inlet ramps. Hydraulic flight. So the guard for the hydraulic needs to be up. Look at this big Aegis. Pre-start or engine start, right? Engine crank. So he's looking for the hydraulics, isn't it? Hang on a second now. Hydraulic transfer pump. Where do you live? All sorts of noise. Hey, Ambo, good to see you, man. Yeah, reading the manual is like failure. You know what I mean? Set hydraulic transfer pump switch to off. Where's the F-14 pilot extraordinaires? Emergency down, landing gear, fuel, wing transition, fuel, spoilers, rudder, wings, don't worry about that. Launch bar, inlet ramps.
Can I get a refund?
No refunds. Autopilot. Gens, air conditioning, tests. Hydraulics. Red switch. So is it this guy here? That's feed. Right panel all the way back to the left. All the way to the back. Ah, look. The bottom left of that panel. Hang on a second.
Set emergency flight hydro to low and check for on flag in emergency flight low hydraulic pressure window. Set emergency flight hydraulics to high and check for on flag in emergency flight high hydraulic pressure window.
Yes.
Set emergency flight hydraulics to auto. Engine crank switch to right.
Engine crank switch to right. Engine crank. To right. That's left, you muppet. There we go.
Throttle to idle at 20%.
Throttle to idle at 20%.
Check that right generator and right fuel pressure caution lights are off.
Check right gen and fuel pressure caution lights are off. Fuel pressure, yeah, we're good.
Check engine instruments within normal parameters.
Wait for RBM to reach stable. Okay. Jesus, the noise.
Order plane captain to disconnect external power.
Disconnect external power. Will it do that automatically?
Engine crank to left.
Engine crank to left.
Set hydraulic transfer pump switch to normal. If combined side doesn't pressurize within 10 seconds, immediately set hydraulic transfer switch to off.
Okay.
Set hydraulic transfer pump to off.
Just a couple of views I need to set up here, but it's pretty good.
Left throttle to idle at 20% RPM.
How cool is this?
Check that left generator and left fuel pressure caution lights are off. Check engine instruments within normal parameters.
This is too exciting.
Cycle air source switch to left, right, and then both engines and verify airflow in all positions.
Cycle air source switch left, right, and then both. Okay, so the air source switch. We'll find you. We'll find you. Air source. Let's have a look now. Learning to fly with more air source switches. Jesus, then. Where do they live? Refueling probe? No way! Get out of town! Let's have a look. Welcome to Startup Simulator. This is unbelievable! Air source.
Set hydraulic transfer pump to normal.
Why can't I click?
All stability augmentation channels are on.
What do you say? What do you say? Stab AUG switches all on. Stab switches. Now I know where they are. Aren't they here? Yes.
Master test switch to emergency generator.
Master test to emergency generator.
Set master test to off and check for momentary illumination of flight control system caution lights.
Flight control. Rudder auto.
Verify all stability augmentation channels are on.
Yeah.
Set wing sweep mode to auto.
It's been 84 years.
Wing sweep mode to auto. Hang on there now.
Set wing external transfer switch to off.
Would you look at the state of this? Sure, what are you talking about? Did the Irish invented the F-14? Auto.
Press the master reset button.
Master reset button. Be the Jesus. Where's the master reset button? Master reset. Emergency now. Master reset button. Anyone know where that one lives? Jesus. Master reset is above the yellow slider. You just move forward. Oh, look!
Set UHF function selector to transmit receive plus guard or both. Set TACAN function selector to transmit receive.
Didn't get that, Jester. Say again, me outflower. ACAN function selector T and R.
You haven't a clue what you're doing.
ACAN T and R. Well, hang on a second. Jesus, now we're learning.
AR-63 power switch to on.
What'd he say? What'd he say? ARA 63 power switch on. Jesus. If I was an ARA 63 power switch, where would I live? ARA. ARA. Anyone see that one? No? Who's in charge? ARA switch to on. Below the ARA 62 power switch. Called the Naval Academy. It's in here somewhere. Right, Chester, where was that again? ARA 63 power switch on. Call the ground crew? What? Lads, I need to read the manual on this. I literally only got it, like, a couple of hours ago. That's no excuse. It's to the right. Ranziti! Where to the right? ARA. Jay Winokur, you know this crack. Where's the button for that? ARA. Engine, no. External, no. ARA. ARA? You've been no good in Top Gun, those lads would have captured you by now. What are you talking about? Be bleeding deadly in that. Does anyone see this button? Top right? Down a bit to the right. Down. Not the right panel. Murph, you'll need me on voice. I'll help out. Jay Winokur, jump on voice with me there, will you? Hang on, we'll sort this out together. Below the red bit to the right. Oh, look, here it is here, look. Right, it's on.
Turn on all displays.
Turn on all your displays. Why wasn't that? On and on.
Turn on radio displays.
Turn on radar displays. It should be on now.
Turn on radar altimeters.
Radar altimeters. Where's the radar altimeter? Because that's just spinning around. I don't like your obscenity filter here. It's very sensitive. Oh god, yeah. Hey Frankie, good to see you. Asher J. Winokur, look at that for timing. How are you? Can you hear me? Jay Winokur? I was about to get this, but I'm broke, so I'll be finding the PC-12. All is good. Jay Winokur, I can't hear you. Right, we'll go back to that now in a second. It's looking for the radar altitude switch. It's got to be over here somewhere, right? Elevation, grand, pitch, that's all okay. Mode. Keep that on. Power's on. This does look good, doesn't it? Radar elevation switch. Oh. Jesus, the amount of stuff going on here, look. Hook bypass, taxi light, we want that. Canopy defog. Jesus, lads. Ram air. Oh, we don't want ram air in this thing. Remember what happened the last time? Ah, Muttley is here. Good to see you. Radio status. Radar altitude, lads. HUD trim. Master arm. That's fuel. Gun rate high. This is what happens when he finds that there's two cockpits. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Wait, speaking of which, can we actually operate from the rear cockpit? We're inside a fellow. Oh, maybe it's back here. Hang on a second. Display. Oh, this is easier to read, look. Radar receiving. Power is on. So we want radar altitude. Holy crap, all the friggin' buttons back here. Jesus. It's on the REO panels. Okay. REO panels. That's the fun part. Hey, Nace is here. Good to see you. Jay Winokur started a call. Doesn't seem to be working. Ah, we're nearly there now. We're nearly there now. We're almost finished. Jester just wants me to do kind of one or two more things. Radar altimeter on. Right? So there's a radar altimeter switch. It's not on the displays. We're happy enough with that, yeah? Are we there yet? No, we're not there yet. We're getting close, though. We're getting very close. Radar altimeter. I wonder, is it in the weapons officer side? That's engine, inlet. It's in the back seat. Can the pilots be hidden? Good call. Yeah. Okay, now we can actually see. Jesus, now I feel what was your man's name? In Top Gun Maverick? Rooster. Jesus, I feel worse than Rooster did, look. Holy crap. Oh, look, there's a keyboard here. Message, nav. Okay, so we need radar. Hang on, we need an oxygen switch. Radar altitude. AI. Radar warning receiver, right? Data link.
Hello there.
Interior lights. Flare mode. Salvo flares. IFF antenna. Jesus, the buttons here, lads. I can't find the no, that's all data stuff. Radar altitude. What's that button do?
Oh, behave.
We don't know what they are. We'll turn them on. Range. That's class looking. We can totally mess around with this, look. Isn't that deadly? Pilot's left instrument panel. Pilot left instrument panel. Pilot left instrument panel, you say? Keen Lafford is here. Good to see you. Keen, how are you fixed with an F-14? The radar altimeter gauge. Where's the master switch? That's it, we found it. Brilliant! Trim set to 0. How the hell do we see our trims? Standby attitude gyro. Jesus. Standby attitude gyro. Master reset button, or master reset. OBC master test. Oh, we're doing better here, lads. OBC. Engage autopilot. Autopilot engaged. Speed brake. Speed brake switch. Oh, Jesus. Extend and retract a fuel probe. Ah, this is brilliant. Extend it. There she is, Nora. Look at the state of that. Right, retract it, Murph. Stop playing around. There's lives at stake.
It's been 84 years.
It's fine. Windshield air switch. Oh, Jesus. Cycle. Air. Where's all my air switches? Why do they hide things in this plane?
Oh, behave.
Defrog, wasn't it? Windshield air. Would it be that?
Now, you could push it in. You could pull it in. Or tow it in. Right here.
Windshield air switch. Now look. Wing external transition switch is off. Trim to 0. Emergency swing gadgets to forward. Emergency wing sweep handle to forward. That's this fella, isn't it? Emergency wing sweep handle 20 stow and lock. What do you say? Master reset put. Okay. Yes, our lights are good. Meanwhile, DCS pilots of the F-14 are literally throwing up into their beverages. Flaps and slats. Oh, the beautiful setup. Look at the state. Verify me flight controls. Up, down, left, right, all around, in and out, the whole shebang. Can't confirm I am. Jesus. Lads, I will say this, right? And I'm completely acting the idiot here because I'm lost. I won't be lost forever. But straight away just hopping into this airplane, how much of a different like the amount of stuff going on just even on this, like it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like every little system, and even with Jester talking you through it, he's not doing it. You have to kind of find it and figure it out. Plus, there is a manual. I don't have the manual. I have a quick start guide. I have no manual. What does he want? Master test set back. Set stick to SW. Yeah. We have that. Master test it. Set to... We have that in place, yeah? So what's he looking for now? Who made this? So it's India Fox Deco and Heatblur Simulations. I wonder if she's missing a trick. That's in that position. Stick SW, yeah? And it says master test switch set to stick SW. So it's in. Okay. Jester, she's not doing the thing I wanted to do. Is it ported from DCS? Kinda. I can't remember the price of this thing. Wait now. So this is Jester, right? This is Cougar. Holy crap, you get the two of them. That's bananas. You have two of them, lads. Right, Jester, you're fired. Go light. Confirmed. Okay, we're good. Right, can we just fly the thing? Me chocks are there. Ground, fellas. Repair and refuel. Wheel chocks. Remove. Okay, lads, I think it's time to fly. Now, it's the sounds we want to figure out. Because they sound quite tame, don't they? Let's have a listen. Let's have a listen. Do this one. Mind your ears now. Right, so definitely louder from the front. Let me just double check headphone simulation isn't on. Didn't I have a button for that? I'm almost certain I had a button for that. Where's that button gone? Okay, auto. Yeah, it is off. It is off. Let's see what happens, right? I mean, it'll be grand or it'll be terrifying. It'll be one or the other, right? Hang on now. Is there like an override for this? Hang on a second. There's obviously something I haven't done yet. Okay, right. Handy now, Murphy. Looks like the throttles only go halfway, but that'd be right. Or is it? It's better. Why is that brake going on and off, look? Right, okay, let's see what happens here. Get out onto the runway, Murph. I better top up the old fuel, lads. What do you reckon? Just saying. Look at the state of this thing, though. Right, let's just check it out, man. Check it out. Captain Butters is here. Good to see you, Captain Butters. I saw your post earlier on, Captain Butters. A massive, massive congratulations to your dad with that award. Fantastic news, my dude. Right, lads. This will either be grand now or it'll end in a... Right? Don't worry. I'll go off and read the manual. It'll be fine. Right? It'll be totally fine. Don't worry about it. What do you think of it so far, though? Like, looking at this add-on now, right? For, you know, if I could do it, right? But if looking at this add-on, is this everything you kind of hope it would have been? Is it more than you thought it was going to be? What do you reckon, lads? Like, considering we have Jester and freaking Cougar in the back, and look at the detailing. It was all a blur, yeah. Don't use the afterburner on takeoff, okay. Well, let's see what happens then, Jay Winokur. Let's see what happens here, lads, right? Okay. 100 knots. Yepsy daisy. You're up. Flaps in. This is very nice.
.220 flaps up.
Holy crap, it's so fluid. What happens if I press this switch?
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. They're gonna see some serious shit.
Now, when it says wings auto, shouldn't they automatically move? Oh, yes. Nice looking burners. Yeah, they're huge, aren't they? Auto is the switch on the throttle. Okay, hang on. Jeez, the afterburner really does kick, doesn't it? Okay, there's the wing sweep. Nice, thanks, Jay. Look at that. Look at that. That's insane looking. Mind your ears. Jesus!
Fuel 13,000.
It drinks the fuel, well, naturally enough. Oh, yes. How cool is this, lads? Look at the visual effects in it. Nice. That is so good. Every window in Limerick is smashed. The color of the burners? Okay. Cougar, what are we talking about? Autopilot. Engage autopilot, heading hold, and set reference heading. Okay, set autopilot to reference heading. Sure. Set autopilot reference heading, current destination bearing. Increase autopilot reference. Set the master first. Okay. Easy does it. Go back a screen. So autopilot master is engaged.
Roger.
Not engaged. Aha. Oh, it's so fluid flying this thing.
Alright.
Current.
Roger that.
Ah, there we go. So much to get used to on this thing, but like, it is pretty. Look at the state of that, like, isn't it class looking? You have to take the AP out for dinner first before you can get it to me. Yeah. So you can engage, like, if you have a keybind to your autopilot, you can, you mess around with that. Backseat flyer, absolutely. And like everything's by the joystick actually. See that? The rear stick doesn't move. It's so pretty, this thing. Give it full socks again. Full afterburner.
Fuel 12,000.
Rear stick will be for targeting functions. Gotcha. Okay, so we want to listen to the sounds. Not bad. Let's try it again. Not because the pilot doesn't want the navigator flying. Ah, the rear stick is not for flying, it's Navy fighter. Gotcha. Starter steak, dessert, 2 glasses of Chardonnay, and maybe. There's a lot going on with this thing. What's a night lighting like? Ooh, look at that. Oh, look at the state. It's very pretty, isn't it? That's really nice. Now for a carrier landing. Just look at this. Look at the cut of it. So peaceful and tranquil. He isn't ready for a carrier landing. You'll be surprised what I could do with a carrier landing. But you're probably right. I mean the highest, yeah. That's really, really nice. What do you think, lads? It's very pretty, isn't it? The absolute state of this thing. Hang on a second, we have a bit of fun with this now for a second. Hang on! Surely I have a bit of something here now that we can do a thing with the yoke. Yes, we could. We'll do one of these and have a listen. Do you know what I mean, though? Like, the suffering state of this, it's really good, lads. It's really, really good. And, like, the fact that you can have Jester inside Microsoft Flight Simulator, like, it's friggin' nuts, isn't it? A very, very, very nice introduction of the upcoming F-14 Tomcat. What do you think? I mean, look at this state, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, look at the detailing here. You ever seen anything like that? It's very, very good, lads. Make it look real nice now. Hang on a second. Do you know what I mean? Like, the detailing is stunning. The model work, the texturing, definitely from a little bit of a distance, it's absolutely incredible. The missile modes on the stick. Hang on now. Is that on the back stick? Get your joystick back first. Good call. Look up at the hood. Yes. Sparrow enabled. SP, yeah, that's on. It's pretty much as close to study level as you can get. I would agree. There's a lot going on with this thing. Jester has radar modes as well. Oh, nice. Radar antenna beam. Aircraft loadout. Aircraft servicing. Like, there's so much that goes on here. Tactical information. Toggle display. Change position of the weapons control system. Master switch currently on. Isn't it deadly? So you can change the load of the aircraft by selecting one of the different weapon presets. Note that weapons will only be available for non-Microsoft Marketplace copies, but will soon provide a mod to add them back on PC. Ooh, nice. It's just something you want to spend a bit of time learning, isn't it? Look at this state. Do you know what I mean? Look at the cut of that, lads. It is very, very pretty, isn't it? It's so fluid flying. Yeah, 100% Jay Rentaker. I'll take you up on that offer, dude. Like, here we go, right? So if a lot of people wanted to get their hands on an F-14 of just like a holy crap level inside Microsoft Flight Sim, this is definitely looking like it. That gesture thing, like, it's so immersive. You know what I mean? It's so bloody immersive, like. Gee, Slayer, good to see you. Yeah, 100%. Like, it's just awesome, this thing. Like, and how fluid it is, how maneuverable, and like you can see all the visual effects coming in. Look at that. It's unbelievable. I would see HCBR all over this thing now. Do you know, he's not going to get any sleep, God love him. It's really, really nice. So is this going to be on your shopping list, lads? Let's have a look. This is coming out on December 7th. This releases tomorrow. And it's priced, get this, at $34.99. And there's even, it says here, discounts available for previous DCS F-14 owners. So it's coming out tomorrow. Coming out tomorrow, lads. The A and the B variant. Yeah, there's also a carrier or something. A carrier coming out as well. It's awesome. It's awesome. So the other F-14s, there's two other F-14s in the sim. One of them is from DC Designs. And then the other one, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Johnny Arver, good to see you. I think for an aircraft you want to get your teeth kind of into. Because you saw the absolute hack of me trying to get everything set up, right? Can we shoot the guns? Isn't there a way to shoot them, no? There was a way. I thought there was a way. I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore. Negative, yeah. There's a screenshot in the Discord of the carrier that comes with it. Oh, nice. The carrier model is brilliant. Hang on. Hang on. Bring up our Discord there. Keep an eye on that now so we don't crash. Where'd you put it? Oh, it's in add-ons, is it? Mind the ground there, Murphy. You'll make a terrible mess. Screenshot channel. Oh yeah, look at this, lads. Oh, that's pretty sweet looking. It's 4 in total. Are you serious? Well, lads, there you have it. An F-14 being released tomorrow. And I have to go off now and do a lot of reading, learn what it can and what it can't do. It's definitely something fun that you can blast around with. You know what I mean? Definitely something fun you can blast around with. And if jets are your thing in the sim, I mean, you're laughing now. You know what I mean? And it kind of shows, I mean, you have a DCS developer being Heatblur and you have India Fox Echo. Uh-oh, can she do a spin? Oh, it can, look. Can she do a flat spin? I've just lost both engines. Wasn't that customary to... Yeah, there's a flat spin. Ah, brilliant! So, this was a feature or a problem of the F-14.
Master caution.
Yeah, we're shagged here. Oh, balls, we're in a flat spin! Goose, where's the thing, Goose? Oh, Jesus! How do you release the oh, crap! How do you get rid of the canopy? Canopy! Ah! We're going down! Oh, Jesus! How do you eject? It won't let me... How do we get out of this mess?
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Don't panic. Pull it. Pull what? It won't move. It ain't budging. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, now what? Did we just jump out? We're out. We're out of the plane. Oh, Jesus. There she blows. Right, I'm in my parachute on the way down. Jesus, I gotta... Goose! Oh no! Oh no! Where's Goose? Ah, Jesus! Hang on a second. We surely have a button for this thing.
Defense Department regrets to inform you that your sons are dead because they were stupid.
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Do. I won't be able to sleep tonight. Won't be able to sleep. Goose has died again. Oh, Jesus. We're after killing him. What? That's just deadly. Putting in a flat spin and having the crack. Landing rate. Take that, Firefly Air. God almighty, they won't be impressed about that. Oh. Yes. We just ejected. And on that terrible note, we will leave it there for this stream. Yeah, I need to learn this plane, but like any sort of an add-on, anything that causes me to struggle when trying to fly it is an instantly good thing. Because if I can just hop in, press a couple of buttons and away I go. Like it's do you know what I mean? If I'm confronted with something like this, that I have to spend time now and actually figure out what it can do, and there's not an awful lot. I mean, you'll figure it out after half an hour maybe, you'll get to grips with it, right? But I have to say, it really makes for, it's an airplane you want to get good at, because you're like, I'm not going to let that beat me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I did it on purpose so you wouldn't see me trying to land it. Yeah, that's totally right. But I have to say, it's very good, right? We're all invoicing the TTM channel for yet another purchase. Where's Wombat? Is he still here? Lads, it is pretty cool looking, isn't it? Like, there's a whole load of stuff going on with this airplane. I wonder, can I get back to the main menu? Let's have a look at some of the liveries just before we go, right? So in terms of streaming for the rest of the week, I'll probably stream at some stage. I don't know if I can be flying or not, because I'm doing all the work in here. Completely transforming me out setup, lads. But we'll see how it goes. Right? But let's have a look at the aircraft here for a second. Okay, so let's look at the aircraft is the F-14A. So the liveries, let's have a quick look, right? So we have Wolfpack. Yes. Okay. VF2, the Bounty Hunters. You have the Red Rippers. Nice. Top Hatters. There's a whole load of them, look. There's a whole load of them. Starfighters, Black Aces, Sundowners, Fighting Checkmate, Devil's Disciples. That's a great name. Oh, the Devil's Disciples. Look at that. And then we have this one, Vandy 1. Oh, look at this state. Look at this. Look at this state. Why don't I have the fancy camera? Jesus, lads, look at the cut of this, look. Oh, yes. Right. Now go back. No, go back, you muppet. Jesus. My hanger. Let's go with the F-14B, shall we? There's the B. And let's look at the liveries here. Renegades, Fighting Swordsmen. Grim Reapers are in there. Puking Dogs. I love it. We'll have to get a Top Gun livery in there. Surely we'll have to get one in there. Ghost Riders. It's really cool, isn't it? Yeah, it was. Evaluators. XF51. Look at that. You can even see like the call sign. So like, you know, Lieutenant Jim Cookie. Lieutenant Kelly McBride, Psycho. You can see that. It's brilliant, isn't it? It's very, very good. So we got a ton of stuff going on. Let's have a quick look at the interiors of the A or the B. Yeah. So here's what the B looks like. The B variant looks fairly similar, but there are a couple of little changes. How about into the back? Ooh. Yeah, like it's pretty class, isn't it? Isn't it though? Very similar, minus a few things. Yeah. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So, lads, there you have it. The F-14 from India Foxed Echo, releasing tomorrow, $34.99. You're going to have a lot of fun with this. You're going to have to learn it, but you're going to have a lot of fun with it. You know what I mean? Top Gun VF121. The A is where it's at. I like the way that we can put it in a flat spin and everything. It's awesome. So tonight, lads, we did cover the news. We had Captain Gaming on, giving us more in-depth look at that PC-12. Kev Sim Corner, it's good to see you. Welcome in, Raiders. Happy Wednesday, lads. Happy Wednesday. We were checking out the upcoming Heatblur Simulations and India Foxed Echo's rendition of the F-14, and it looks very, very nice indeed. Due to release tomorrow. It took me a solid half an hour to kind of figure out where buttons were. GCS pilots were vomiting live into their beverages while I was trying to, you know what I mean? But we were trying to figure it all out, right? Right. But I will spend some time on. I want to learn this thing, man. It's so good. The sounds. I need to talk to Jay Winokur because they're only kind of so-so. They're impressive, but they seem a little bit low. That could be something on my side, though. You know. And I know Nace is working on this as well. Jay Winokur was actually beta testing this thing for quite some time, so we'll definitely have to have a chat. Jay Winokur is also going to be going live. Jay, let me know when you're going live, mate, because well, do you know what I mean? We can sort out some. Well, we'll just ramble over and say hello. Do you know what I mean? And if you're not going live now, okay, so another 25 minutes, give or take. So do be sure to check out Jay Winokur's stream a little bit later on. He's going to be taking this one out for a spin. So a huge thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight, to everyone on YouTube. Thank you very much indeed. To all our friends here on Twitch and all the raids, the subscribes, the follows, the Jesus, all of that. Thank you all so very much. Tomorrow morning, I start on the Man Cave transition, and we'll see how that goes. You'll probably hear me. I'll be screaming for most of it, do you know? And I'm not to wear any nice clothes while I'm, painting. Right, because I'll get in trouble. But I suppose there'll be a lot. I'll stream at some stage, right? And well, I guess I'll see you on the other side, right? Huge thanks to our team of moderators tonight. We had MuseFan, Gibbo Ireland, and Old Veteran 965, making sure we're all keeping very well and providing us with interesting comments and opinions as ever. And I thank you all so very much indeed. So let me know in the comments on this YouTube video, and let me know back over in Discord, what was your favourite bit of the news there tonight, and what are your thoughts on the F-14? Is this definitely going to be an insta-buy, or are you kind of thinking, let's have a better look at some of its capabilities? I'll probably add this to next week's stream, and I'll do a better review of it, because I need to learn it, and yeah, there's that, all right? So we'll see what happens. Right. Thank you all so very much indeed. Good luck to you. Take care now. And we'll see you soon.
Never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. And there's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. Guy, come on, you sing it too. You're trying hard not to show it. Murphy, oh, behave, but baby, I know it. You love.
Do you remember Puff the Magic Dragon? Puff the Magic Dragon lives by the sea. Something, and he had a bandy knee. Jeez, that could have went anywhere. Huh? Yeah, do you remember Puff the Magic Dragon? Great bunch of lads he was, wasn't he?